Me.
My boy, welcome in, Sammy. Yes, sir. I'm living out here. We got you. We got Julian popping in. We got the boys coming in, bro. It is
That's
good to
what's
have
up. That's what's
the
up.
brotherhood live and ready to thrive. You feel me, my boy?
What's up, bro? You know what I'm saying? I know you live in life in Miami. I can see the background, the views. You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
This guy is
welcome in, brother Julian. Yo, how's life in Toronto? And then, of course, we got brother Julian coming in right now.
life in Toronto. It's good. It's good. It's a lot of crazy people out here. It's becoming Gotham City.
Yo, how so? Is it like a lot of just like crimes happening every 10
Yeah, a
seconds?
lot of crimes like in the malls. Last time, like a couple of days ago, was a shooting in the mall.
Bruh. Like
Yeah, I know.
a normal mall that you normally go to, or like what happened?
I usually go there a lot. So like for shopping and stuff. And just meet my friends and shit. But it's a lot like mostly like crimes. And apparently, like a couple of days ago, like someone got stabbed.
Yo, it really is Gotham City out there, my boy.
Yeah,
Damn.
and it actually is because also like last couple 2 weeks ago, like someone robbed a jewelry store. You know how it goes. Try to copy the
What?
Cali niggas. Try to copy the Cali niggas, bro. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. So I'm
Yeah,
glad that we got you, we got Julian, we got Jason up in here, and I'm inviting everybody manually right now. So I'm throwing them all the link. But
that's what's
yo,
up, man.
Julian, go ahead and give us a little what's up, and then Jason, you up next, my boy.
Hey, what's up? What's up?
Yes, sir. There we go.
Can you guys hear
Eh,
me?
yes,
Yeah, we can
yes.
hear you,
I
bro.
can't hear.
And I believe you are in Massachusetts as well.
No, no, that's TC. I'm over in Delaware, unfortunately.
Delaware. Why unfortunately is it cold right now?
Nothing there.
What
No sales
I mean,
tax though.
Nothing there. It's a ghost town.
was the last thing good you heard about Delaware
I
on your
never heard
radar?
anything about Delaware except like if you're gonna collect like quarters, you got to get the Delaware quarter too, bro.
Huh.
Yeah, that's all we got, bro. That's all we have.
That's
At least you
it.
got one. Still.
We got a quarter. That's all, man.
But yo, Chris, when do you guys gotta visit Toronto, man? The summer.
Yo, that
Oh,
big facts, big facts. Yo, we got brother Patrick coming in here. Yo, brother Patrick, let us know how it is from all the way from Toronto to Hawaii. The brotherhood is worldwide.
you know what I'm saying?
We really gotta say that. Bro, I'm literally invited like 50 of the people from Castle Club right now, all the way in. So let's freaking go. The only people I haven't invited yet is been like Big Mo, Chris, J Bills, Fresh. Like we gotta have like one of them where we just be like, yo, are the F&F boys ready to hop in a Zoom call like this and just give some love to the boys, to the broskies from the brotherhood, you feel me?
Yeah, that sounds like it would be pretty it.
Pretty lit vibes. Yo, Patrick, can you hear us, brother? TC!
TC, my guy, what's good with you, bro?
Got TC in the building.
You should in the building, man.
Yo, and yeah, there's got to be one where I invite Detox too, man. You know, Detox is always good vibes.
TC, my nigga, man.
TC!
It's good, fellas.
Yo, it's good
Yeah,
over
I'm
here, man.
chilling,
How is it
man.
over at Mass?
You see, I got a sweater on inside.
Wow.
My dog said it with malice in his heart. He's like, bro, I'm complaining, man. Fuck this shit. I'm going back to Miami right now. I'm done. That's
Y'all, look at
wild.
this shit right there. Look at this shit right there. Look at this big ass snow right there.
Yo, what flag is that, bro? Is that the 51st state?
Yes,
And
the
I'm sorry I
51st state. You
complained.
already know the 51st
We
state. You know what I'm
we
saying?
have no affiliation with those people. I don't. We do not recognize whoever that is over there.
Are you
Bro,
right? You're right, Julian.
he's like, we don't claim them.
Honestly, I don't want the 51st state. Now I'm just thinking now, yo, this country is super liberal, bro.
He's like, I don't want
Yeah.
to ruin
I'm just
America.
thinking, like, well, now I know, I'm just thinking about it. Like, nah, I'm good. Just leave it like that.
Oh, good vibes. I'm texting Viator right now. We got Drew popping in. Drew, how's it doing, big dog? I'm so glad you got a chance to link up and talk to most of the brothers that are on the call. It's Monday. And all right, so I just got Bayate. We're doing Carlos and Chase up next. I'm inviting all the brothers in. Yo, Drew, man. So Drew and Patrick both do aviation, and so it looks like you guys can actually link up on some piloting skills, man. Tell us about that real quick before. Yo, Zayturn is in here, bro. Alex, and he just disappeared. Yo, there we go. Know what I'm saying? But yeah, Patrick, bro, tell us a little bit about aviation while we get warmed up here, bro.
All right. So as of right now, I got my admission date to flight school in July.
Brother Lewis. Lewis, all right. I'm going to let you talk about your thing in a second, Patrick. And this is Brother Lewis, the gentleman who is going to be talking to us all about getting set up on crypto today. So for Brother Waylo, thank you for coming in. All the brothers that are looking to get, started in crypto finance, get your wallet, get your personal setup set up. This guy right here is not just an expert, but a super expert. One way that I would describe him as somebody that has made and lost more in that game than all of us combined, my boy. This motherfucker goes ham day and night. He got the screens up and running all the time. My dog Lewis, bro. Go ahead and introduce yourself to Sammy, Julian, Jason, Patrick, TC. You already know Drew. And I don't know if you got a chance to meet Brother Abdul, aka Waylo, but now it's time to start introducing ourselves, man.
Well, hello guys. Nice to meet you. My name is Lewis, obviously, and I've been searching about finance stuff and stocks and crypto for probably since 2019. So crypto not as much, I would say, since 21 or 22, the last bull run. And in this bull run is where I got the most knowledge from, but yeah, got good experience in this, and I just want to ask you guys some questions, see where you guys are at, see, how much you guys know, what your experience is, and what have you done with it from before.
Yes, sir.
Anybody want to tell me like how long, pretty much you can put in the chat, how long you've known about crypto or wanting to know, or if you used anything, if you have an account or anything in that sense.
And while I'm welcoming in about another 20 dudes. So right now, while they're going ahead and chatting in, all right, like Drew downloaded the wallet but no money in it. Sammy, go ahead and introduce a little bit more about yourself. This is a top quality Russian, bro. Let them know. My boy's from Russia.
Wait, one second. I'm proud of place.
Sir.
Yeah, give me a moment too. I'm gonna pop in and pop out. Some other matters are pressing me, so I'll rejoin and rejoin back and forth.
All right, so we got Jason saying since 2021. Drew just downloaded it, but hasn't been active with it. I believe I just sent the Zoom call to Julian, but he's already in here. And we got more brothers coming in. Good vibes.
Oh, tell me what wallet you have, what platform you use, and all of you are in US, no?
Well, Sammy is actually in Toronto.
Well, same shit. Like not in Europe or in, I don't know, Tajikistan or something.
Is anyone in Tajikistan? My boy TC, where you at, bro?
I'm in Mass, brother. Springfield, Mass.
It's okay, y'all. Calm down.
Yes.
The reason why I'm asking is because it's a bit different platforms and brokers when it's outside of US. Well, Canada is kind of US, but not really. But Europe and other countries outside, they have a different system and different brokers, so you can do more things, and it's a bit easier in a sense. US is more sanctioned in crypto. It's more rules, like know your customer and there's a lot less leverage you can use, and a lot of things that are limited to what you can do.
All right, so look, we got brother Carlos, we got brother Kaz. Kaz, as you know, and Carlos, as you know, this is brother Lewis. Oh, actually, Kaz and Lewis might be meeting for the first time. But look, we already have 3, 6, 9, 12 brothers in here. Today is your crypto course, and we got brother Lewis giving us the sauce on how to get into crypto wallets, and then of course he can give you the knowledge to scale from there. But go ahead, Kaz. What kind of wallet do you have on your phone right now? And how long have you been doing crypto?
Oh, me? I've probably been doing crypto since like 2020. And the wallets I have are Phantom, Metamask. Let me see. Got Coinbase, Binance. I guess those four right there are my go-to ones. Yeah, and I've been rocking that for like.
Do you have any money invested, or what do you do with the wallets?
Yeah, like I had some money invested there in like some stable coins and some play coins here and there. I don't dabble much in the play too much in the meme coins and shit, but I try here and there to see what the gimmick is there. But stable coin wise, yeah, I do hold there.
And then Sammy's also saying he's been doing it since 2024 last year, hasn't learned anything. Brother Omar, this is Lewis, the guy who's going to be teaching us crypto today. Go ahead and introduce yourself real quick and tell us what year you started crypto or knew about crypto and what wallets you have and your experience level, so we can kind of gauge where you're at to give you the best info.
Hey, yo, what's up? I'm actually in the back of a cab. You guys want to get back to me?
Yeah, that's no problem, brother. You can hop in and hop out at will.
I'll go next if you need me to, Chris.
Please. That was TC, I believe, right?
Sure. What's going on, Lewis? Appreciate you for coming in and being willing to spread the knowledge that you have about crypto. I'm not too versed in it at all. I have Robinhood. I have about like 6K invested. Obviously the market's a little down right now, so it's down to like 4,500. But I'm about to read to you the ones that I have so far. Obviously Bitcoin, I only have like a very small percentage of that. Ethereum, XRP, Solana, Cardona, XLM, and then Doge. Those are the only ones that I've invested in.
Yeah, I would say it's definitely right now is a good time to buy because the big move hasn't happened yet. It's about to happen soon. The most of the thing right now, specifically with all the markets, pretty much everything is super red right now. If you look at tech stocks, if you look at obviously crypto and everything else is completely red. It's a lot of shit is like 50% off right now, basically. Yeah. And most of that is because of the Trump war, the tariff wars, and also the Federal Reserve, pausing their rate cuts. And there's a lot of uncertainty basically with inflation, and that's the base of it. Why everything is so down right now. It's a good time to buy because last time Bitcoin was at 78 or 80K was I think like October or something, around there, right before the election. So it's a good time to buy that. So even if it goes to 120, you already made like 50% on your money. So right now would be one of the best times to load up if you didn't load up before. But I just wanna 1 second. Let Chris, you got my message? Can you send the link so I can put it on my computer?
I got you right now, my boy. That's to this Gmail. So yeah, I am almost finished sending out the invites to everybody, but we've got 4, 8, 12, 13, 14 brothers in here right now. So as soon as I get a chance to intro all you guys in, this is going to be a really good class, man. I've only got to invite like 14 more people, I think, and we'll be good to go. But here, I'm sending it from matchmakerlocals@gmail.com right now, my boy. Let's go.
Chris, I'm glad you got this recorded, so I'm gonna be kind of heading out. I just left the gym and shit, so.
Waylo? Don't worry, Waylo. If you got to come in and out, that's cool.
All right. All right.
And all right, almost done here. Just a couple more brothers. I'm getting Chief Raka, Sam. We already got Sammy, Sergey, and boom. All right, tell me if you got that, Lewis. And yo, shout out to brother Mike who just hopped in there not too long ago. I see you, Mike. Doing good, big dog.
How's it going?
Yo, glad to have you in here. Mike specializes in wholesaling. Brother Lewis specializes in crypto.
I might need to connect with you on that. I want to get into real estate.
All right, sounds good.
Yes, sir. All right, so I am just one more brother to invite, and I am switching back into full attention on the brothers right now. Okay, Austin. Oh, Austin. Yeah, he's cool as shit, dude. I really hope he gets a chance to join in. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and give you a quick summary on all the brothers here, Lewis. Sammy, he does like a lot of Uber and stuff in Canada. Patrick does aviation in Hawaii. TC does basketball, early childhood education in Massachusetts. Carlos, you know, he's a mechanic. Kaz, he's a motherfucking beast, bro. He slays dick. That's pretty much all he does. And medical billing.
Hey!
And then,
Hey,
you know
yo.
what I'm
Hey,
saying?
hold
We got
on. I didn't know you playing this.
we got brother Drew. You already know Drew. He's in aviation out there in now Arizona. Bruno, thank you for hopping in, Bruno. It's been a long time no see. Yes, we will. Well, I'll put together an event for you guys, probably in Wynwood at Pecan or Shaw. Jason, I don't remember what you do, Jason. What do you do, my boy?
I'm a sushi chef, but I'm trying to get into aviation.
So that's crazy. He's a sushi chef. He actually made like rice for Fresh and J Bill. So that was really cool. And then Omar, bro, he does a lot of like e-commerce, and he's got like a job too, but he does a lot of e-commerce and he knows how to scale businesses. So when we were having conversations about this kind of stuff, it really worked for him. You already know Mike does wholesaling. Waylo is in the medical industry and also does a lot of e-commerce, and he does that for ladies. So if you know any ladies, please bring them to him to buy products. And then Mr. B93, who's this?
It's Roger.
Roger, my boy, bro. Roger is a fucking beast with artificial intelligence, man. So thank you for hopping in, my dog. We have a lot to talk about, but I went ahead and I invited everybody. And now that everyone's been somewhat introduced, I'm going to hand over the whole course over to my dog, Lewis. And Lewis is going to get a chance to break down all the like beginning stepping stones to start crypto in a conversation that I had with Omar. Omar made it very clear, like, look, I get it. I understand some of the conversations going back and forth. I can speak about it with you. But I need to start at the bare basics to get myself into some crypto wallets so I can make the right financial choices and investments as I go along. So that's where we're going to start with today. And looks like Drew has done Coinbase. Everybody's also throwing in the wallets that they use so he can further use that information to bring you the best info. But go ahead, take it away, Lou.
So yeah, basically what I would say is obviously everybody has some kind of income that they're getting. So that's a really good stepping stone to this, because obviously you need money to make money in this. There's no other way. Don't go for those people that tell you, oh, like I just put $2 into, I don't know, Luigi coin or something, and that blew up to 150 million. Like that does happen, but it's not something you want to specifically aim for, because most of the people, for the people to win in any financial like markets, like stocks or futures or crypto or anything, somebody else have to lose, right? So it's an exchange of money, right? Somebody buys, somebody sells. It's always a pair of two people. So for that guy to make 100 million or whatever, 5 million off a coin, thousands of people have to lose thousands of dollars. So yeah, so that's kind of the base of it. But I would say obviously everybody should download. I use specifically Kraken because it have less fees than Coinbase. But I started off Coinbase at first, but they do charge arm and a leg, and Kraken is basically the same shit. It's basically identical, and
Question.
it's available in US. Yeah, go ahead.
Is Kraken decentralized or centralized?
It's centralized as well. It's
Oh.
same thing as Coinbase. So you would have to obviously they have know your customer. You have to provide like your ID and everything to set up. But if you start an account, you deposit some money, verify who you are with your passport or ID, and they verify your account, you're good to go pretty much. But they have lower fees than Coinbase. Coinbase is like the worst for fees. So if you do a lot of buying and selling, you're gonna lose a lot of money on just fees. Like you're gonna be, buy for $1,000 this, spend $20 here, $20 here, $20 here, $20 here. And if you have a lot of money, it's even more. So
And
they
those
charge, I
fees are
think,
referred
like,
to as like gas fees and things like that you learn about as you go along.
well, not gas fees. This is just fees from the broker himself. So they charge extra shit.
Is
Like
Kraken okay. Is Kraken purple hat on iPhone?
Say that again?
I think Omar is asking, is Kraken on iPhone? Or is that Drew asking, is Kraken on iPhone?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Let me check, because I do have a
iPhone?
Samsung.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure
Yo,
it should be.
hold on. Yo, Kraken's on iPhone. I'm using iPhone.
Yeah, Kraken is
Yeah.
100% on iPhone. I'm downloading it right now.
Okay, it's the purple one, right?
Yeah.
Purple one. I can send it to you right now.
Okay, so Louis, just to be clear on what you're saying you'd rather use Kraken than utilize an app like Coinbase because of there's so many fees?
Yeah, they have. If you look up just highest or like fees, if you look up all brokers for crypto, like crypto exchanges, and search up like the fees, they're the highest by far. Like the ones that are banned here in US, or not banned, but yes, they're kind of banned. If you try to log in and make an account, they won't let you because they don't do know your customer. And that is not allowed in US. You have to basically know who is opening the account, right? So, but those platforms, they barely charge any fees, but you can't have it in US. So the only option you have is basically Coinbase, Kraken. I think Binance is also available. But I use Kraken. That's kind of I started with Coinbase and then switched to Kraken because I learned that there's just so much fees, and you're gonna feel it, especially if you buy and sell a lot and switch coins and transfer money and stuff. It comes out to hundreds of dollars that you're gonna just give away. But yeah, so that's kind of the first step. No, it's available to trade. Like you can buy and stuff. You can't send the money. So if you're trying to send, for example, money to a Phantom wallet, right, to trade meme coins or stuff, then you won't be able to for 7 days. But if you want to buy something like Solana or Bitcoin or whatever, you could pretty much do it instantly. They give you all the exchanges, even Coinbase is the same way. They give you like credit. So the money doesn't necessarily appear in the account, but they give you credit that's worth the same amount as the deposit. And you can use that credit to buy the coin that you want that is available on the platform. And I think there's a bit more, like there's some meme coins on Kraken that you won't really find on Coinbase. They have a bit more different coins than Coinbase. So it's just overall a bit better. It's not amazing, but it's a bit better.
Kaz is asking, what do you think about MetaMask?
Yeah, I think obviously that's like an extra step. You don't necessarily need that at the beginner level. I think the most important is to look at it as like a finance tool to make money off. And once you have a good amount of money, you can store it in other wallets and do more. How can I explain? Like do more extensive work to keep the money, to safeguard the money. But in the beginning, I don't want to overload people with like phantom wallet, like ultra meme coins, like super low cap, just pump fund and stuff. Like it's too much shit, Yeah, phantom wallet is good for using it for basically sending money to those like newborn kind of coins that somebody can make on pump.fun, for example, or other websites. And for example, I don't know, Fart Coin or Trump Coin or Luigi Mangione coin. All of these coins, they were first made on pump.fun. And the only way to basically send money there is through a phantom wallet. So you would get it on a centralized exchange like Coinbase or Kraken or other ones. And then you send it to a phantom wallet. You create a phantom wallet and then send your money there. And then through the phantom wallet, you can buy those coins that are not on the big what's it called?
On the
Not
network?
exchanges. Yeah, like on Radium or like Solana network or Ethereum network, like on the chains. You can buy them through Phantom Wallet. That's pretty much the only way specifically that I know. I've made coins before and I've played around with meme coins as well. It's fun, but you gotta be willing to lose quite a lot of money if you want to make good money with it. It's possible. I've seen people do it, and I've made like 5x's before, but it's you have to spend thousands of dollars first and lose it completely to learn how to properly like understand what's going on and how to make money off of it. So I wouldn't recommend anybody starting with that. I would just yeah, go ahead.
So if I plan on holding big amounts of the stable coins, let's say Bitcoin or ETC, do you recommend having a Ledger wallet?
Yeah, you can. I mean, the two differences are, first, obviously, it's if the broker or the exchange goes down, right, you are running a risk of losing your money, right? Because it could, get hacked or whatever the fuck, and they could possibly not return your money depending on the situation. But the downside of having a Ledger wallet or cold wallet or whatever, the problem is that if you lose the 12 word password that you need to create the wallet, then you're fucked. You lose all your money basically, and nobody can recover it for you. And also the downside is you can't save those words on your computer because you could get hacked. Basically, they could steal those words and just log into your wallet, send the money, and it's gone. Right. So that's like the downside and the upside of it. And I would say it's good if you want to, if you're more paranoid and you're worried. I had this situation before. There was in 2024, probably around this time last year, where I had a lot of money in Solana and Bitcoin, and also into smaller caps. And something happened with Coinbase, and I looked at it, and it was showing 0, 0, 0, just no money in it. And I shit myself because I had like 30 something K in all of that, and it just disappeared. And I was like, fuck, somebody either steal money from me or something happened. But then I talked to my friend and finds out that basically their servers went down, and so it was showing zero balance for everybody. And so that's kind of the risk you're taking. But I don't necessarily think it's going to be as important as it was before, because now crypto is more institutionalized, and it's more secure, and there's more eyes on it. So it's going to be less and less kind of, what's the word, risky in a sense to keep it on an exchange. Because I'll give you an example. I have money in a broker account for stocks, and I'm pretty much not worried about that at all. Like it's very hard to hack the account. It's very hard to make that that broker go down, right? They might have like some times where they're doing like repairs on the server and stuff, but there's billions and billions of dollars that are flowing through those exchanges. So they're not gonna. They're very secure. So I think crypto is moving towards that because it's getting bigger and bigger, and now institutions are investing, countries are investing. So it's gonna get more and more safe and more like a real broker, you know.
Did you hear about North Korea stealing 75 million worth of crypto?
No, not 75 million.
It
I
was
think it
like,
was 1.5 billion
oh, dang.
of Ethereum. I think that was the number. That was like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Yeah, they even have the face of the guy. But
Yeah, I know. I saw it.
but
Bro,
you know,
they say intelligence says that there Kim Jong-un has a little group of teenagers that are just trying to hack, basically to steal from other countries.
yeah, I mean that's the thing about crypto was before, like the first time I've heard about it was like 2016 or so. But I had a bad past, and that's how you would use crypto. You know, you buy illegal things, and you can send money and be basically untraced. Or before it was like nobody really cared about it. So that effect is still intact, but you see, like with know your customer policy, it's harder and harder for people to do illegal things and be untraced. Like for example, that kid that went to jail, that stole like 240 million worth of Bitcoin, and then they traced it back, and all because he basically took out the 240 million to a centralized exchange and to get cash, obviously, and they knew who he was, and they caught him. And now I think now he's in jail. But yeah.
So
Yeah,
it looks like we go ahead, Carlos.
Oh shit! I was gonna say they have these things now called coin mixers or Bitcoin mixers. But
Yeah.
basically, so in general, it mixes them. So it like I don't know what it does exactly, but it just
So
makes them
it
blended.
yeah. So it basically sends to a bunch of wallets and mixes up. So it's harder to track. So like usually you could see on the network on like for example the Solana chain, you could see the transaction where it goes, like from this wallet to this wallet to this wallet to this wallet, and then to a centralized exchange where they could see, oh, it's this person that took out the money. But Mixers is basically sends it to a whole bunch of different wallets, and so it's harder to track where it's going and where it ended up. They do this with meme coins as well. It's not the same thing, but it's basically a bot that sends your money to many different wallets, and then all the wallets buy a coin at the same time. So to everybody else that are buying this coin, it looks like a whole bunch of people bought this coin, but even though it's just a single person that bought the coin, and so that person has a big control over the movement of the coin, because when that person will sell, the whole shit is gonna crash, you know. So but to everybody else that is buying, it looks low suspicion coin, because obviously it looks like many people are bought it. So it looks like nobody has control over the coin. So they do this shit now, like more and more popular. There's different ways to do this, especially if you look into meme coins. There's different ways to trick people into giving away their money, basically. But yeah, I think the most important thing here, especially for the people that are new and they don't know anything but want to get into it, I think it's more important not to talk about like the fun things or whatever, the joke things, or the sensational things that happen in crypto, because it happens all the time and it's very funny. And there's a lot of shit that goes down, but the more important is obviously getting money from it, right? You want to have some way of making extra money, some way of getting enough money to buy property or to reinvest it into other things, right? Building an extra business or whatever else that you need the money for. And if you always focus on the people that are making like crazy money off some stupid shit like coins or whatever, like meme coins, you're not gonna get to that place, and it's not the right mentality to be in this, right? So I would want to kind of, does anybody know what is DCA?
I was gonna say right before we go into that, I saw that we had TC's hand up and MRB93 Roger had his hand up. Roger, right before we go into DCA, did you have a question you'd like to ask, brother?
No, I just wanted to clarify certain stuff. So it was regarding the wallet. We basically passed the topic. But yeah, so essentially, see the analogy that I can give with that is, imagine you do have cash, right? You have your own wallet, your personal wallet, and only you control your wallet. So basically, if you lose it, well, somebody else can take what is inside, and our current wallet system basically has no security, right? So you can have easy access, and anybody can just basically take it if they have access to it. In the crypto, exchange will be like the bank, right? So basically, you go to the bank to do certain transaction, and if you want to stay into the banking system, you can use their tools and all of whatever they're doing, and even store your money there. But basically, if that bank get robbed, well, you have to be sure that you have to know that if they get robbed, your money can disappear. Now, like the bank, certain banks, certain crypto exchanges are more secure than others. Therefore, you have the same thing as certain banks are more secure than others, right? So if you just go to the shitty banks and that don't have security, well, you're putting your money at risk. So that's basically how you should be seeing exchanges. The most popular one and the most used, I will say, are Coinbase, Kraken. In Canada, we have Wealthsimple, and a lot of them are actually getting regulated. So one of the things that you want to look at if you want to use an exchange is to see in your country which ones are regulated. And often, I'm not guaranteeing that, but often you will have these accounts can be backed by a certain what's it called? I forgot the exact term, but it's like essentially if you have less than $200,000.
Yeah, FDIC, I think is the
Yeah,
name of
FDIC
the
or
part
something
of
like that. Yeah.
the United States government. I don't know in Canada what the word
Yeah,
is.
same with Canada. We have a similar system. So basically, if you lose the money, well, or if it gets stolen, not just losing because you did something stupid, but if it gets stolen or the whenever the exchange go down, well, you are protected by the government. So these are like security that you can be looking at, and obviously you have to check for your own countries for the rules and regulations. Now, exchanges, you can use them, use the tool to store your money, to keep your money there. but you don't have control. And you have to remember that the more control you have over your money, the more you can decide what you're doing with it. Because these exchanges, they will have their rules and their regulations. So just see cryptocurrency as literally, treat cryptocurrency literally as how you will be trading any assets that you possess. The more you have control on it, the more you have to ensure the security. And if you give it to somebody else, well, you have to vet them to make sure that they are secure enough to protect your assets.
Lewis, quick introduction to Roger. Roger is known for having 2 full-time jobs that are 6-figure that are being automated using artificial intelligence. And he's a pretty badass motherfucker with artificial intelligence because he also made a dating app using that same context. So it's good to have y'all boys connected, but just cluing you in. Go ahead, Lou.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. Also, it is definitely that's the way to go as well. I'm just worried for you guys so you don't lose the fucking 12 words because then you're fucked. So if you do decide to do that, that's an option as well. But you want to keep those words good, or if you have it on the ledger, obviously keep your ledger safe. Don't throw it away in the trash. Don't let somebody else throw it away. You know, keep it very safe, secure, so nobody else can get to it as well. Because it's yeah, like he was explaining, it's basically having, you know, you either have it in a bank or yeah, go ahead.
All right, so
yeah, my bad. So super quick, let me finish. So yeah, it's either having it in a bank, right? You're trusting the other people to keep your money safe, or you know, you keep it basically in cash, right? So in cash, you're taking full care of that money, right? So if somebody comes and robs you, it's all on you. You know what I mean? Like it's same thing with the ledger. Like it's all on you. All the benefits, but all the responsibilities on you, right? With an exchange, you're basically putting in a bank, but like a lower trust bank, because the banks are more secure than an exchange right now. But I think in the future it's going to be completely different. That's kind of my thoughts on it. But yeah, Robert, right, was a very good point.
Roger.
As well. Good addition. Roger, sorry.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that's a very good point. And then Brother TC, I believe you had a question. Go ahead and hit us with the sauce, my boy.
Yes, sir, brother. So like I said, Lewis, I'm intermediate at best when it comes to this cryptocurrency and all of that type of stuff. Most of the guys in here are pretty much beginners, so I just kind of want to start from the beginning because you guys were talking about a little bit of advanced things, which are good, by the way, because we're going to need that in the future. But I'm just going to paint a scenario for you, and I just want you to kind of go along with it, right? With the knowledge that you currently possess, right, about all of the plays you've made, everything. If you had about, I don't know everybody's price range, so let me say about $200 to $1,000 to invest into crypto or invest in general, what apps would you use and how would you go about it? Like if you had to start over today.
So I would say first, that is a good position to start. Obviously, you have savings, which is not most people. You know, most people in the world don't have, they live paycheck to paycheck. So that's a good start. But I think the more important thing in the beginning of this is the actual acquiring of and saving more money, because obviously $1,000 is not going to make a big difference, right? Because obviously you want to practice good good habits, right? And those good habits is putting most of your money into something that is more safe, which is Bitcoin, Ethereum, you know, maybe some big, like not too big of a portion in Solana and other coins, but most of it should be in the big coins like Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? And if, let's say if you put 600 into that and it goes up, you know, 10%, that's $6 for you, right? That's not a life-changing thing, right? So what you want is to structure a plan with your finance and structure how you're gonna add more money to it as time goes by, right? Because obviously 1,000 is not really enough, right? You should aim for at least having 20,000, 25,000, 30,000 into it, so you can actually see big differences, right? And then that could snowball a lot faster. Because if you're just hoping on the investment side to grow to millions of dollars from $1,000, is going to take you too long, right? Or you're going to do some gambling basically and throw money into really risky stuff, and without proper experience and knowledge, you're going to most likely lose it, which most people do, right? But yeah, so that's what I would say in the beginning: is structure a plan, right? Write down what your expenses are, write down how much money you can save per month, right? Write down basically how much you obviously have to start with, plan that out. Then open an account with Kraken or Coinbase, whatever you would like. And then obviously you want to put most of the money, I would say about 60 to 80% into Bitcoin. And then the rest, I would say Ethereum, not so good right now. I mean, there's a lot more potential for it, like upside, because it hasn't been moving that well. Because everybody's moving from Ethereum to Solana, right? Everybody's putting the money in Solana and all the meme coins and stuff. Mostly because of the fees that come with Ethereum, and how much it's much more money that people are spending for sending money and transferring money all around. And that's why everybody's switching to Solana, because it's like pennies compared to Ethereum, right? But yeah, so 60 to 80% into Bitcoin. Then I would say 20% into Solana. And then if let's say you put 60, 20%, that would be 80%. And then you can put 15% into lower caps like Avalanche, or which one else? Let me see. 1 second, I forgot all the names. But yeah, so just looking at those coins and putting like a smaller amount into lower cap that is not as popular and have more upside. Because obviously you don't want to risk most of your money into things that are less stable, right? Because the main point of it is to be less greedy, because over the long term, you're going to make the money, right? 1 second. Let me 1 second.
Right after that, I see that we're going to have a question from, and thank you, TC, by the way. We're going to have another question from brother Roger, and then King Julian, bro. Go ahead. I know you have some crypto questions coming up soon. Raise your hand, man. We'll get to you, my boy. And yo, thank you for Chief Rocket, Suki. I see you, Suki. Wait, all y'all boys. Don't worry, man.
I appreciate you, Chris. Thank you, bro.
Yes, sir. All right, go ahead, Lou.
Yeah. So that would be kind of the case. So because obviously the problem with most people in financial markets is they get too greedy, especially with crypto, because the returns are so high that you can make good money with not that much money, right? If you put money into Solana, for example, with just 10K, that could double in half a year or a year, which is returns that you won't see in pretty much anywhere else. Like, it's very hard to find in, let's say you have it in a savings account, that's like 4% per year or less. If you have it in real estate, a lot of the times, yes, the appreciation could get to that point, but probably not. It's probably not going to double in a year, right? Stocks as well. Stocks don't move that much unless you're buying some really low cap like stocks that are basically unknown companies that are in the shitter, and they can do a huge move, which is same idea as putting money into really low cap coins, right? They could moon and you could make 5x or whatever, but it's not a good strategy for most people, because obviously they have no way of knowing how to handle that kind of moves that those stocks can make or those coins can make. All right, so that's why you want to put like a small amount into it, because that 5 to 10% that you're putting in into smaller coins is the money you're willing to lose, right? It might go crazy and you might make a lot of money, but you don't want to put too much because you don't want to go full in, because you won't be able to be controlled and emotionally stable doing that. Like I've done a lot of trading before, and I even trade pretty much every day in stocks. And when you're putting a big size, right? Like let's say I've traded before with 180K that is leveraged, right? I don't, obviously don't have that much money, but my 50, 60K could be leveraged up to like 180, 200 plus $1,000 on a broker. And when you're putting that much money, every little move is a big number change to your account. And when that happens, you start to and the emotions come in. You don't want to lose, and you're getting greedy because you see this dollar amount up to your account, and you're not going to make rational decisions, right? You want to be as long in this market as possible, because obviously this is going to keep growing and keep getting bigger and bigger, especially in 5-10 years. It's going to be, US is going to have a lot of Bitcoin and a lot of crypto. Other countries, China, Russia, are going to start buying it as well. You're going to have obviously more millionaires buying it. More BlackRock is going to have more. So the price is only going to be going up, and it's a limited amount of let's say Bitcoin. It's only a certain amount that's left, right? So when everybody starts going crazy after it, it's the price bound to go up. So what you want to do is, the main thing is to survive and obviously make money with it, but getting greedy is the worst thing you can do, right? Don't look at those people that chase the money and try to make millions overnight, because that's not how you build up wealth to then use it for other things like businesses or real estate or anything else. But yeah, to sum it up real quick, basically you want to open the account, right? You want to open it with Kraken, Coinbase, do the verification, then deposit your money, connect your bank to the platform, deposit however much you can, you have. Let's say it's $1,000, for example. You'll put, $600, $700 into Bitcoin, keep it there, and then I would say like 15% or so, 20% into Solana, maybe some Ethereum as well, if you want the higher upside, but maybe slower gains, because nobody knows, maybe it does catch up with Bitcoin this cycle. Because before last year, they were moving pretty much the same way, right? Bitcoin goes up, Ethereum might lag a little bit, but it will go up to the same level, and then they started separating when all the meme coins and the Solana started being super popular, and Solana started shooting up. Everybody kind of switched their money from Ethereum, and so that's why it's so laggy and it's so behind. But yeah, and then do more research on smaller caps, AI sector, gaming sector, and just look up things, see the purpose of the coin, what is the potential that it has, what is the utility that it has, what is the coin made for. Look at the community. If the community is big, look at the developers. You could see if the developers own most of the supply of the coin, and that's usually a red flag, because they're obviously control the coin more, and it's less for the community, is more that they control the coin, and they can, if the management of the coin is bad, they could just rug everybody, or like there was another coin, I forgot the name, but the developers basically just stole a whole bunch of money from everybody. That was in like 2021. But yeah, so like do your research, obviously. and just look at technical analysis, look at the upside that you can have, right? Previous levels that it had, and obviously look at the downside, how much you are willing to lose. And always, whenever you invest, always know where you're getting out, right? So if you buy Bitcoin now, at what price point are you going to fully exit, right? And you can see, for example, for Bitcoin, there's a good thing you can look at. If you type in rainbow chart for Bitcoin, it's a chart that shows, I mean, it's not a gay thing, don't worry. It's different colors from blue to red, and you could see at what level is Bitcoin, like price wise, and it will tell you, oh, this is super cheap, you should buy in, or this is getting too many people, and like the red is like, get the fuck out, sell your shit because it's about to crash. So usually Bitcoin goes to like yellow orange, that's the tops. So right now we're in like blue, and we haven't made the move yet. Like 100K hasn't been the move yet. So we're probably, by that graph, it's probably going to 180, maybe even 200. But I would plan on selling a little bit before so you don't get too greedy. Right, you want to have an exit plan because that's the hardest part. You can always pick a good moment to buy, but if you don't have an exit plan, you're gonna get, your emotions are gonna step in. You're gonna overweight and just lose your money basically, and all that time that you spent putting in worrying and all this shit. So always have an exit plan.
Quick fun
So yeah,
fact,
that's kind of
I
the
actually
basic.
had invested some crypto money and got some crypto gains. And the first thing I did was hit our brother Lewis with asking him, yo, I need an exit strategy because I just invested this money and I'm profiting right now. So part of that fun fact is that this entire school platform that I've been able to operate is operating on autopilot from crypto gains that I got. And it just allowed me to not have to pull into my own personal funds, but to set aside money for advertising so I could budget for that and then have the whole entire school platform automated through crypto gains. So I could just kind of invest in a business, online digital business, right? And that's kind of where I want a lot of us to be. So that was really cool. I got a chance to consult with Lewis. Please go ahead and consult with Lewis. All of the notes in this video will be in the school platform when this video is over, which is going to be, you're going to have a recap of everything we talked about. But right before we get to King Julian, I see your hand up and I really thank you, my guy. I know my dog, Mr. BR93, Raja had a question. Let's go.
Yeah, well, my question is more regarding physical wallets, actually. Which one would you recommend? And yeah, let's start with that. And also, can you explain a little bit the difference between the physical wallet and the ledger?
So honestly, I don't have experience with physical wallets. I've had a ledger before, and I've had like what's the word for it? Like a cold wallet. But I never use physical wallets, to be honest.
I can tell you a little bit about it.
I'm mainly in this for the money, and I don't necessarily too paranoid about it. So I just keep my money, make my money, and then transfer it. Like most of my crypto gains are now, some of it is in stocks, and I'm also building bots that are doing futures contracts. So that money is going to go into there. So I'm not going to keep it. I buy, then sell at the end of the cycle, buy at the bottom of the next cycle, or not the bottom, but the down, the 2 years that are down, I start buying there and then do the same shit again. So I don't really use wallets, like physical wallets. I don't really see a need for it myself. If you want to, you can do more research. There's a lot of YouTube videos you can find, but I don't want to give you like bad advice and you get scammed, or you put money into something that is not trusted or whatever. So I don't want to give you bad advice about that.
and I'll give you like a quick summary. I have a ledger, and this is the context in which you would use it. So let's say that one of y'all boys made like a couple $100,000, and then you said, you know what? I don't want that money in the bank. I don't want anyone to know that I have it. I'm going to hide this money under my bed. That's usually the context of how you want to use a ledger, which is a cold wallet, right? So what that means is you take a USB, and you'll be able to transfer the money off of the exchange onto the cold wallet, and you'll need a seed phrase, which is usually those 12 words that you write down on a piece of paper. You cannot lose those 12 words once you program it, because those 12 words are how you access this money. And like he said, he is usually revolving his money, so he's kind of trading in future, so he's using it a lot. I having a cold wallet, I find myself not using it too much, because you want to be like in a trading kind of mentality for the beginning. And then you would use the ledger in a more like, I have a lot of money, you know, let's say you made $12 million off Bitcoin. You probably don't want that on the exchange. You don't want anyone to be able to hack it. So you keep it on a ledger. So if you do make some big money, you can consider a ledger as being a part of your exit plan. There are other wallets like Trezor and Nano S Plus. Thank you, brother Ivan. And thank you, Roger, for asking that question. I'm going to go ahead and pass over that mic to King Julian, who does interior design and fire protection in Michigan. King Julian, go ahead and introduce yourself to Brother Lewis, my boy.
Hey, what's up, Lewis? Thank you for having me. Thank you, Chris, for the introduction. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you for everything. My first question I wanted to ask, I know for a lot of beginners like myself, I did want to ask my biggest question getting into the space of crypto. I always wanted to kind of look at what would be the best, I would say, wallet to use in the beginning, because I do have Phantom, I do have Coinbase, Robinhood, etc. What would be the best to buy Bitcoin on, Ethereum, etc., Solana, on what type of exchange? Because I use Phantom more personally and Coinbase, but I wanted to kind of get your take to kind of see what would be the best move for me if in the future I would like to purchase Bitcoin down the line and just purchase big quantities of.
Yeah, I mean, so if you're trying to hold it for the whole cycle and you're not going to trade it, right? You're just gonna buy and that's it, and keep adding to it, right? I would say exactly what Roger does, or what he was asking about, is using a centralized exchange, buying it, and then sending it to a cold storage wallet, and just keeping it there. And every time, put in money into an exchange and then send it over, right? Like, let's say every month you can add $1,000, right, from extra income that you can save up. Buy it, send it over. Buy it, send it over. That way, you're not gonna touch the money. It's safe in a place, so if anything happens to an exchange, you're good, right? If you're more on a shorter term, you're trying to catch the bottoms and the tops, then I would say you keep it on exchange, so you can move the money very quickly. You can buy, sell, whatever. And it's always, you have full access and it doesn't take time to send the money, right? Because yes, it's fast having it, transferring it, but it could mean a big difference, especially if you're really short term. Like if you want to buy right now, right this second, right? And not in like half an hour or whatever. So that would be, you would keep it on an exchange. So that way you can buy quickly, sell quickly, or whatever. So it just depends on the strategy. I would say for beginners, you don't want to trade. You want to kind of keep the money and keep building up the money with savings, right? Every time you save in a month, whatever, separate that income. Let's say even if it's $500 or whatever amount of money you can save, right? Extra income that you're not going to use, and keep buying. And especially if you learn a little bit more about technical analysis and you understand levels of Bitcoin or other coins, right? The certain levels that are strong levels, right? For example, right now, the top is, I think, 108,000 or 109,000, around there.
Yep,
so
correct.
That's going to be a level that is, a bit harder to break, right? So if it goes close to that level, it might just sell off back down, right? Because that's a strong level, and people are, when that price gets to that level, people start to like, oh shit, it's probably not gonna break, and they start selling, and it goes down. Or if they're really positive about the move, they start buying because they know, oh, it's gonna go to new highs, and that what moves the Bitcoin, right, or the chart itself. So what learning about levels could help you DCAing, like buying every month at a better prices, right? So like I was saying in the beginning, right now is a really good time to buy because if you buy now, there's a lot less risk that you're holding, right? If you bought a 108, right now you would be down what, about 40% or around that number. If you buy now, going up, you're up 40%, right? Just to the highs. So it's important also to know the levels because you can catch better moves and make more money off of it. But that's kind of, you need to learn more about technical analysis because otherwise it's not a good plan for somebody who doesn't know anything about charts or how technical analysis works. And most of it is levels. Most of it is some indicators. I personally use MACD, RSI, and simple moving average and exponential moving average. So what do they, just to quickly kind of explain to you guys, I'll write the names in the chat. So MACD shows basically the momentum of a move. So it shows not fully, none of these are super accurate, and you usually use a combination of many because you can't trust one like it's a god, right? Because they're oftentimes are wrong, but combined many together, they could give you a more clear understanding of what's going on, right? So MACD shows momentum, so how strong the move is and which side it is, up or down, and etc. And it could show when is the chart gonna go the opposite way. So if it's going up, when it's around what place it's gonna go down, right? It shows you the movement itself. RSI is good for knowing levels, like what I was saying, 108 and 78 right now, right? So these two levels, they're gonna show, RSI will show 180 is really expensive, 78 really cheap, right? And it tells you, oh, it's really expensive right now, or it's very cheap, or it's somewhere in between, right? So that's a good way to know around comparing the price to where it's at and how expensive it is compared to other times that it's been. And simple moving average, exponential moving average, they just show specifically the move, also kind of the momentum of the move, not necessarily the strength, but show which side is going up or down, and usually it can confirm certain levels as strong levels, right? So it could show that when Bitcoin breaks 100,000, it's more likely to go even higher, right? Or if it goes below 68,000, for example, it's more likely to go even lower. So it kind of confirms certain levels. Now, let me write down the name so you guys can plot it on the chart later on once you have an account.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Luis. I really appreciate that, bro.
Yeah. So, but I would recommend people to just learn about technical analysis, right? And obviously the fundamental analysis. With Bitcoin, is not the same as like companies. It's a bit different, but you could still understand how the fundamental things work, right? So how is the buying, how is the supply of Bitcoin, how much Bitcoin is left, how you could see also now it's a big thing. You could see the ETF inflows if you type in Google ETF inflows or outflows. It will show you for different days, or on Twitter as well. You could see all the big companies like BlackRock, MicroStrategy, and other ones, Fidelity, how much they're buying every week. And you can kind of tell, okay, if they're buying this much and the stock is not moving, or I'm sorry, the Bitcoin chart is not moving, or it's moving strong, you could see, okay, they're really confident in buying, or they're selling right now. So, oh, this is not a good time. Usually when they buy, it's usually prone to move really strong because they're putting hundreds of millions of a day, you know? So yeah, that's a good tool to see. Like if you see a big crash, go look at the ETF inflows and see, okay, all of these people, all of these companies sold hundreds of millions of dollars of it. That means that's why it's crashed, and that might be related to news or other things. And learning those two things, fundamental and technical, will give you access to stocks, will give you access to futures, even part options as well. Basically, anywhere you could find a chart in financial markets, it can help you be able to understand it better and be able to learn how to invest in it. So it's not I came from learning stocks, right? And the technical analysis is the same. The fundamental might be different, right? A company moves because of profits, moves because of certain technologies that they implement, certain capital that they use. Bitcoin moves because of certain buyers, certain regulations, and other things. So they differ on the fundamental level, but the technical analysis, like the levels, price points, and things like that, they're all the same. If you learn to read one, you learn to read all the markets. So that's kind of the base of it.
I think that's really good, bro. I'm following along, and I appreciate all that information. I see we got hands up. We got Ivan, we got TC. I believe brother Julian actually had one more question. And quick introduction to Suki. Suki's the photographer at the Fresh and Fit event, aka the photographer for Fresh and Fit. And I think right as I said that, my dog left.
Yeah, Chris,
Yo.
that means bitches in Russian. Suki.
Suki! Yo, that's what's up. That's crazy. And then, of course, I want to see some questions from Kaz and Omar as we keep going forward. And then all the brothers, I want everyone to get a chance to ask what they got to ask. Julian, did you have another question coming up, my boy?
He kind of almost answered everything, but I'll give the floor to everybody else and kind of run back through it again, just to kind of get because there's probably other people that are gonna answer the same question that I was kind of going for. So
yeah,
I'm
sorry if I missed something.
You're done good.
When I rumble, I rumble, and it just goes from one place to another. And
no, you're good. You answered quite a few actually. I was gonna ask instead, but you nailed it on some points. But I'll give the floor to everybody else to kind of get their chance, and I'll tune back in as soon as they got their turn.
All right, we'll circle back to you, my boy King. All right, Julian, appreciate you, Tarzan. All right, Ivan, go ahead, brother. What's your question?
Hey, what's up, man? So my question is you talked about centralized exchanges. So what about decentralized exchanges? What would be the difference between those two?
So centralized is basically what the whole crypto is kind of a decentralized, right? Network. Centralized network, for example, is like a bank, right, where all the money is controlled by an entity, right? And for example, Bitcoin is decentralized. That means nobody controls the entity, right? Nobody controls Bitcoin necessarily. It's all a chain, right? And all the transactions that are made between people are all on this web, and certain computers check these what's the word? These transfers and exchanges, and they verify. So that way nobody can create Bitcoin out of thin air, like just, oh, I send you 10 Bitcoins that didn't never existed, right? Because the computers check, and it's multiple computers that check if the transfer was a true transfer and it's real. In a centralized exchange, the reason why they're called that way is because a company basically owns They own Bitcoin or Solana, whatever these coins, they own them. And when you pay money, when you transfer money from your bank account, they give you the coins basically. But they basically own it, but they give you them. And so unless you send it over to some other place, like a decentralized place, which is the Call wallet or the Ledger, it's still in their they still own it in a sense. You understand? Like they're renting it to you to use. It's the same thing with brokerages for example, stocks or other ones. Basically, you're buying, let's say, shares of a company from a broker, and a broker gives you the shares. That's why you can do leverage on many of these things, is because they own the shares or they own the coins, and they're just lending it to you. So that's all it is. And decentralized, nobody basically controls your money, so you control it. It's like having cash in your wallet. Nobody controls it, and only somebody could steal it from you, but you fully control it. But in a bank, they control it, right? They could take out money, they could freeze your money, the bank could be fucked, and you just lose your money, whatever. So that's kind of the basic. Huh?
I said, what race owns the bank, bro? Hey, another conversation, another day.
Yeah. Can I expand on the centralized and decentralized thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so you actually gave a perfect example with the bank. And when you talked about them owning the assets and giving it to you, you kind of corrected yourself on the second sentence when you say that they actually give you like a notice, let's say, to say that you own that asset. So the way it works on the centralized world, it is exactly the same way that bank works, actually. So what do you have? They have a certain reserve, they own the assets, but they give you a note that says this person is allowed to get X amount of this asset that is held here. So unless you actually take that asset and put it somewhere else, this centralized exchange, technically, they pledge not to, right? But technically, they can actually issue more of the notes than they can actually have. And that's, in the banking system, you call that fractional reserve. Now, it doesn't work like that in crypto because everything is in a blockchain, so then everybody can validate the transaction. Now, the difference with when you go on decentralized, well, you have to first move the thing by yourself. So then you have to move it from their wallet to the decentralized wallet. And also, you have to kind of, make sure that you're putting it somewhere safe. So, in a nutshell, centralized, think of it as the actual bank, and decentralized, think of it as me, I hold your money somewhere in my house, and then you have to trust me in order to be able to, in order to actually give me your assets. Did I summarize that correctly?
Yeah, I think that's good.
Can I add something real quick?
Yeah.
So basically, central exchanges own your private key, correct? And decentralized exchanges don't access to your private key.
Yeah, so you have like your own, basically, your own private key on the decentralized, and that key is only for you unless you give it to somebody else, which you shouldn't do. But basically, an exchange owns your coins. That's all it is. Same thing with the bank. It's you give it money, they lend out that money. What he was talking about, fractional reserve, simple simple economics is they just lend out all the fucking cash except like 10%. I mean, since 2000, I think, what was it? I think 18 or 21. I don't remember exactly the year. They don't even have to own 10% of your money, like have it in cash. They can fully give out loans on the money that they have. They made a new, like Federal Reserve made a law that they don't even need to have any reserves, right? So they just take your money, even the savings account, right? You think, oh, I'm getting 4% or whatever per year, but they're getting a lot more because they're lending it out to other people. They're giving it out on credit cards or on car loans or whatever, and they're getting 3 times, 5 times, 10 times. Well, not 10 times, but a lot more money than they're giving you. They're giving you pennies for your money, and they're making millions off of it. So that's kind of the thing that happens, right? So if you don't like government, if you don't like all this control, then you should have a separate private key into a ledger, a USB drive, or a cold wallet that only you have the 12 words for it.
And to make it like even more simple, Ivan, there's I'll give you like a super simple breakdown. Fiat currency, which means fake currency. Fiat currency is political money. Gold is God's money. And then crypto is mathematical money. So fiat currency is political money that is centralized, but mathematical cryptocurrency is decentralized because it's peer-to-peer, user-to-user, and you're in control of that money.
Okay. Thank
Yeah,
you.
all right. So while we got you up there, do you have any more questions, my boy? Because we could circle back to you, but we gotta, what I'm saying, throw the mic over to the dog TC too.
Yeah, I could. I'm done for now. Probably later after other guys get a turn.
All right, keep taking notes, my boy. All right, big dog TC, let's hear you out, man.
My question is rather simple. I hope for the future because I have, like I said, all of my portfolio is based on Robinhood. I do plan on transferring it to Kraken eventually, but when I do, right, I heard there's a strategy that people use that when one coin is depreciating and the other one is pumping, they transfer the value of the coin within the platform of the wallet. Is there a specific strategy for that? Is there a way to do that, or how would you go about that in general?
They convert.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
you can exchange coins, but it does depend on which ones. There's certain coins that are like swap coins, and you can swap your coin into that coin, and then from that coin into whatever you want, right? But generally, I mean, you could just sell it and uh, buy the other coin as well if you don't want to go through the through all the complex things. I mean, it's not very complex, but through the extra steps, you could save some money on the fees, but it just depends how much money you're using, right? And it just depends what kind of coins as well. Like certain, like for example, meme coins, you won't necessarily be able to buy them on a centralized exchange because it's not on them, right? You can only buy like meme coins like Pepe and other ones that are like really big already. And they're basically meme coins that are like certified and stuff. Like they're on big exchanges. But if you want to buy certain ones that are really small or really new, or the new famous thing or whatever that's pumping, it's you won't be able to do it from a centralized exchange. You would need to send that money to a wallet, like Phantom Wallet, and then send that to Photon or Bull X or other ones to buy those coins. But I wouldn't necessarily go into that if you're just starting, because you're probably gonna lose all your money. it's kind of a they call it trenches for a reason. It's very very difficult to make money with it, and a lot of people lose money. That's why there's so many millionaires that come out of there, is because 99% of people lose money. So your best bet is to build up money by saving and putting extra every month or whatever, and just buying big coins that are already very known and that move well, and just putting more money, more money, more money. And then once you make a big bag, let's say 100K, 500K, whatever, you can play around and fuck around, 10, 20K, whatever, with those little coins and just fuck around, hopefully get crazy money or lose it all, but you won't care because you already made a big amount that's life changing for you with Bitcoins, like Bitcoin, Solana, or etc.
So on that note, right, I would say that it's a little bit more of an advanced question, and I do like that because if we do get a chance to move like past the introductories, beginning stuff, which is what I want to hear from Omar soon, we can move into the swapping stuff, right? And I think Roger wrote something good for swapping. I find myself using the Phantom wallet to swap Solana meme coins. So we can also talk about like some meme coins and sniping, and Lewis knows a lot about that. I had mentioned that to you guys before. I'm going to go ahead and read what Roger wrote here. You can swap as long as it's on the same network or use Uniswap. It uses decentralized exchanges that allows you to swap from and to different networks. And that's really good to bring up, because you can't swap like Solana to Bitcoin. It's got to be like, that's why Solana is so popular right now, because all of the technology allows people to build so many meme coins on it that you could swap from meme coin to meme coin to meme coin, and that swapping is pretty easy. But like Lewis said, you can have your coin, you can sell it for American cash, and then buy again too if you want to use that route. But swapping is pretty simple. And I was gonna say I would like to hear a little bit about Uniswap from Roger, but before that, I wanted to ask if Omar feels like he's caught up on, because he feels more in the beginning stages of crypto. I want to see how my dog is doing right now. Oh, Omar, can you hear me?
Yeah, no, I can hear you guys. I'm just soaking up the knowledge. You guys are giving a lot of information, so I really don't have any questions because it's still in the beginning stages. But I'll switch it over to Roger, let him break it down.
Appreciate that, my boy. So Roger,
One
you want to?
second.
Yeah, go ahead. Go
One
ahead.
second. Let me add one more thing. I think the most important thing here is understanding finance in general, right? So with investment of any kind, you want to, like, if you read a book, I don't know if you guys heard of it before, Richest Man of Babylon, and it's very simple stuff, right? It's the basics things of investing, and it's nothing complex, right? It's just the most base level of learning how to properly use money for it to work for you. And that's the key point. I think uh, cryptocurrency is just a vehicle for you to make extra money, right? Or to build up money so you can invest it in other assets or in business or build something that you want. And the most important base step is learning how to properly manage the money you already have coming in, right? Managing savings, um, budgeting yourself properly so you can have those savings so you can then invest it into something that can make money. In that book, a lot of it says basically think of your money as children, right? So the income that you make from a job is, is grandparents, for example, right? That money, you can invest it, and that money will give you the fathers, right? From grandparents to fathers, and then to sons, right? Once that money makes money, then that extra money that you made from investment, it keeps growing and growing, and you can use that money to then put in other things that could make you also money. And then eventually you get to a point where you don't have to work unless you want to, and that money works for you, right? So what most people do is they work, and then they spend the money, and then they're in the same position they were before, and so they have to continue working, right? So if you learn those simple things and learn to manage your money, then it's easier for you to invest money and keep adding more and more and more and more into that basket of investment, right? And you can then put money in Bitcoin, put money in coins, smaller coins, then get extra money, put it in stocks, put it into like futures like crude oil or gold or other things. And then what happens is you're so spread out that nothing necessarily affects you, right? You could always make money because they're separated from each other. And when, bad things happen in one market, the other market it maybe is thriving. You're still making money, right? So learning that and just keep adding to that bag, and just eventually you're going to have a good amount of money to use for whatever you need to use it for.
Yes, sir. I agree with that. And I'm going to introduce you guys real quick to someone who just hopped in. He goes by the nickname Brios. You see him as Christian Gill. He is another photographer, just like Suki, but very close to Fresh and Fit. He got that artwork by Kendall. You guys have seen that's also featured in the Fresh and Fit Studios. But Christian, welcome in. Thank you for joining the Zoom call for crypto. Go ahead and ask any questions that you have about getting started in crypto, my brother.
Well, see, that's a good question to ask because, well, I know about Bitcoin and I know about how the blockchain technology works. So I'm just here to learn, man. I mean, I know it's been a while since I've dabbled in crypto, so I'm just here to mostly listen and see how much things have changed. I remember the basics: Bitcoin, Ethereum. There's a bunch of other ones like RIP and a few other altcoins, and then So yeah, I can't really think of one right now, bro.
I appreciate you for sharing that info because everyone here, this is an introduction to crypto call, right? So we're really talking about, here's just 2 questions you can answer from the beginning. When did you first learn about cryptocurrency and what wallets are you currently using?
Well, it's funny you say that because I was never going to share this story publicly, but it was going to have to come out at some point. The way I found out about Bitcoin originally was this was back in 2013, 2014. I was planning on investing at the time $5,000 into Bitcoin at the time, but I wasn't too familiar with it at the time, and then I instead decided to do a business deal that went south. Uh, Long story short, the guy left the country. But I never let that stop me. Here and there, I invested in Ethereum and Bitcoin here and there. And what I always found interesting about cryptocurrency is that it's built on the foundation of blockchain. And then with AI getting introduced into crypto, it's very fascinating. I don't want to go off on a tangent too much, but yeah, that's how I originally found out about it.
Good shit, my boy. I really appreciate that info. Go ahead, Lewis. Take it away. Give him some information.
Hello? Yeah, so I would say I don't think much has changed. It's just gotten more popular, and there's obviously more people investing in it. There's institutions now investing, countries investing, even countries rug pulling people, and presidents rug pulling people. But it's gotten more popular. Obviously, there's new stuff with AI, AI assistants, and gaming sector of it, and other things. But I think the base of it is just electronic money, and how that's gonna definitely is the future with all the electronic future that we're going into, like AI and robots and automation and things like that. I think that's kind of what will be the vehicle for those services or those things to exchange, value for money, right? So it's kind of the future, and you could see this because the institutions and countries are buying it. So when it becomes really mainstream and really popular, then it might be switched to actual, dollars, to actual coins, and US coins or whatever, to have the actual exchange fully electronically. So that's kind of, I don't know, it's just getting more popular. Not much has changed, in my opinion. It's just gotten more popular, more people are into it, there's new things with meme coins. It's a big thing this cycle. Just meme coins and people making millions and countries rugging people like Africa and Cuba and Argentinian president or whatever. But yeah, I don't think the basics haven't changed.
Yes, sir. So parlaying right off that, Jason, please go ahead and ask your question, brother.
Yeah, so Lewis, so what type of wallet would you recommend like getting down the line if you have like, for instance, like 10 grand, 20 grand, like what type of wallet should I move that from like Coinbase and Kraken and stuff like that?
Yeah, I think what was mentioned before here is good. I've heard about those as well. The Trezor and Nano S Plus, those I've heard. Well, the Trezor I've heard about. I don't know Nano S Plus, but you can find pretty much online if you just search cold wallet, and if you can find the most popular ones, those are the most trusted ones. And obviously, you can start with a little bit of money if you're worried about it and keep it there. But most of them, you can even buy physical USBs that are storage, basically ledgers, and then transfer the money that way, right? So there's certain websites and programs you can download where you can put the what's it called? Put the USB in your computer, and that will generate the private key of 12 to 24 words, and then you will get an address for that wallet, send that money to that wallet, and then basically it's going to be on that flash drive, right? You keep that flash drive safe. You could even make some copies of it as well so you don't lose that one, but obviously be careful so nobody else in your home or you know, whatever doesn't throw it away. It doesn't break or anything, because obviously your money is at risk, because if you lose that and you lose the words, you'll be fucked because the money is gone. Nobody's gonna go and find it for you. It's not like a bank where they could at least insure 250,000 for you, right? It's just all on you. So yeah, so that's what I would do. I mean, I'm not really into cold wallets, so I wouldn't be a really good person to ask about this. I'm more on investing and trading side of things. I've done trading a lot, and I've done investing, obviously. So I know more about that. The specifics of cold wallets, I think you can find on YouTube, and search up whatever comes up the most. Try it. Try it with a little bit of money. You know, $500 or whatever you're willing to lose. Try, see how it works. Learn more about it. It's not that difficult at all. Just off of one YouTube video, you'll be able to do it. I've done it before. I just don't see the point of it for me, because I like to keep my money as liquid as possible so I can move it if I need it. I can transfer it to my bank. I can move it into stocks, or I can move it into futures or whatever else I need, and it will be quick and easy, right? I won't have to transfer it back and forth and then keep that private key safe. But if that's the path you want to take, if you want to invest long term for 5-10 years, which is a good option as well, then that's a good path for you as well. But it's really easy to learn if you want to. I just never was really interested in that. I know a lot of people go into crypto for the decentralized part of things, right? So for me, it's just been money, and I just like charts. I like financial markets, so that's kind of what I focused on most of my time.
Okay, and then a quick question: would DeFi and MetaMask be like an online wallet?
Sorry, say it again.
Would DeFi and MetaMask be an online wallet?
Yeah, so those are not exactly fully secure, because it still uses It's still a company, but it's better than having it on Coinbase, because they're designed to keep it more safe for you than Coinbase, for example. But it's still not the full way. You understand? Like like a ledger would be probably the most secure way because it's a physical thing and nobody owns it except you, right? But Metamask, for example, is a company. So if that goes down, you're still at risk.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Louis.
Yo, that was some good questions from my dog. Jason, shout out to brother Javarius for just joining in. Yo, we're having an awesome introduction to crypto Zoom course right now. And then also, I'd like to circle back to what you were saying about Uniswap, SushiSwap, and Radium Ivan. But right now, we got two questions coming up from brother Chief Raka and brother Christian Gill, aka Grio. So go ahead, Chief Raka.
Yeah, what's going on, guys? So basically, it's not too late to get in, correct?
It's probably never going to be too late to buy, but go ahead and ask Lou.
Like 3 days grace, like it's never too late. It's never too late.
Are you
It's probably a good way to
when
talk about positions.
What was the question, Elise?
The question again, because I was trying to get my charger.
No, I was just asking you. So in general, like even if you're just starting off, it's not too late to get in, right?
I would say right now is probably the best time, because we haven't fully started the big run, right? It's probably going to happen. Well, the whole financial markets right now is a bit unstable because since it's a new president, since it is a pro crypto president, but it's a new president with big changes, right? During Biden, there wasn't too many changes to what's happening, except pretty much wars. But with Trump, it's a lot of new regulations, a lot of new laws, a lot of new, obviously, the trade wars and with Mexico and China and Canada. So everything is a bit unstable right now. That's why you see everything is pretty much red, right? We sold off from 108 to down to the lowest. I mean, like 2 weeks ago, I think, or a week ago, we're at like 76. So it was the lowest we've been since 5 months. So it's a really good place to buy because if you're looking at it longer term, it's really good place because we're probably gonna go at least to 150, 180 more likely, but at least 150. So you're gonna at least double your money if you put a good amount into Bitcoin. And obviously, if you put into other coins like Solana, it could be even more. 2, 3 times, 3, 4 times, depending on how small the coin is how much return and how much risk you're putting in, right? So Bitcoin is more stable, and you're gonna make less money off of it, but you're more secure and there's less risk, right? But yeah, so that's kind of the base. It's a really good time to buy because we haven't been this low in, like I said, since about October, I think, or September, was the last time we were at this point. And the cycle ends probably by October or by the end of the year. So if you buy now, you can hold it for about 6 months or so till it hits around 150, 100, whatever, 80, and then sell it off, wait like a year or a year and a half until it hits a real low, and then start buying again. If you can get it at the bottom, right? The bottom in 2023 was around 30 to 25 to 30 something K. So if you bought at that time, and let's say you sold it at 100K, that's 3x in just a year and a half or about a year, right? So it's really good returns. So right now it's still good. still good price. Even though everybody's selling, there's a good quote saying, whenever everybody's is fearful, be greedy. When everybody is greedy, be fearful. Right? Everybody's afraid right now, and that's why it's so down. But that's the best time to buy because you're always, when it's low, you have the least risk because it can't go much lower. But the upside is so much higher. But when you buy at the top, you have a lot more risk and a lot less return. So that's kind of the base thing.
And would you recommend dollar cost average?
Yeah, I mean, if you don't have a lot of money invest right now, you should definitely dollar cost average. Learn about levels, like certain levels that are strong levels and like support resistances. Learn about those and just check, see which levels have Bitcoin stopped or haven't gone through, or it was going down and then it kind of balanced out at certain levels, and try to, obviously dollar cost average is good, but if you can also try to get closer to lower levels, whenever let's say it goes right now from 80 to 95K, and then obviously it's not going to go in one move all the way to 180, right? It's going to go up, down, stay there, up, down, up, whatever. If you can catch those moments where it's closer to those levels that are support levels, you're going to have a better average of your average price. So that way you can have more profits and less risk because obviously it's lower. But if you don't know any of this stuff and it's gonna take you a long time, let's say you don't know anything about technical analysis and it seems difficult for you, then just dollar cost average every month. Put in money, put in money, put in money until the end of the year. Sell around 100, 50. If you don't know much, 150 is a good price. Sell there. Wait until it bottoms out or around the bottom. By then, wait again. Sell, wait again, buy at the bottom, sell again. And you're gonna in 10 years or 8 years, the two cycles, let's say next two cycles, you're gonna 6 times, 8 times your money. So it's always a good option with 10K, or 20K or however much you can save up is a good start. Then with time you're going to learn more about this. You will understand better the smaller caps. You will understand better technical analysis. You understand how the market moves better, and then you can make more risky decisions that could return more money. But once you're a beginner, you don't want to kill yourself with the risk, right? If you put too much money at the wrong time and you're gonna lose a lot of the money, then it's gonna be in your head. You're gonna be like, fuck, this shit is so bad. I lost so much money. I'm gonna give up. Like, fuck this shit. And you're just gonna go away and you're gonna lose this opportunity of making money, right? Basically passive income. If you're long-term investing, it's basically passive. You don't have to spend that much money or that much time.
Yo, that was a really good way to put that. Thank you for asking that question, Chief Rocka. We're about to have a question from Grio, aka Christian Gill. But as we go forward, I gotta hear some questions from my dog Sammy, Patrick, TC. Thank you for some awesome ass questions. Drew, Bruno, Kaz, you guys have been patient AF, and of course Javarius, and then of course I want to hear from you, Ivan, wrapping up some of the things that you were talking about with Radium and Sushi Swap. But as you guys are getting your minds prepared to ask some more questions to Big Dog Lewis over here, Grio, bro, hit us with another one, man. Let's see what we got.
Can y'all hear me? So
yes, sir.
to add more history to my experience with trading, many years ago, the way I got my knowledge in stock trading in general was options trading because my sister's boyfriend at the time had recommended that one to me because he told me it was a smart way to leverage your money, even though it's on a time clock. But overall, long story short, the thing that's fucked me up on that was that as I started focusing on technology, I started having 50% success rates. But what fucked me up permanently was that I was too impatient. Looking back on it now, I understand the value of patience. Now, I heard recently that in crypto, there's a way to do options trading. Is that true or is it not true?
Yes, I'm pretty sure it's very new. I know there's futures contracts, which are very similar to options.
I never
Um,
messed with futures because I was told that that one's like, that like the risk is infinite from what I remember. And me, I
yeah,
like to be very, that's why I always only stuck to option trading because I don't want to have a situation where I put in 500 or 1,000 and then I end up owing 10,000. Like, nah, I don't care. I'd rather just only lose what I put in. That's why I only stuck with option
yeah,
trading
yeah,
when it
that
comes to
makes
stocks.
sense. I mean, options. I like options as well. I use options all the time, especially when I want to hedge against my position, so I can if it goes against me, I'm still not losing money, right? Hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah, options are very, very good. It's very versatile. But yeah, there's definitely futures for Bitcoin, and I think the options are. Last time I was checking, I think they're up now, but they're very new thing, and I haven't had experience using them. I've only done options on stocks. But yeah, all of them are very risky, and that's the good and the bad thing. You have to be very careful, and this applies to also low cap coins or alternative coins. It's all about risk and reward, and obviously your position size, right? One second. Your position size. So you can always limit risk by having proper position size, right? You weren't here before, but I was talking about before about greed and emotions, and having that happens when you use a lot of leverage. There's a lot of emotions and a lot of greed that comes in, and a lot of fear. A lot of emotions just come in when you use too much money or you risk too much money, right? Because obviously, um, you know, $1,000 loss is a lot more emotionally painful than a $10 loss, right? And your mind plays tricks on you. So that's why options and futures in general are a bit more. You need to know more and be able to position yourself properly, right? So like risk the amount of money you would be okay with, right? If I'm using, let's say I have only $10,000 and I'm using, $100 into some meme coin or whatever, some new coin. If I lose that $100, I'm not gonna be that butthurt, right? And I'm not gonna be that emotional about $100. It might suck a little bit, but I won't be emotional. But if I'm using all $10,000 and there's potential to lose all $10,000, I'm gonna be very emotional. I'm gonna make bad decisions. I'm gonna sell when it's low. I'm not gonna be able to hold through the bad times of it, and that's the problem with it, right? That's why you want to invest most of your money into Bitcoins, because they don't move as much as the other ones, and you risk less, and you're gonna be more okay with bad times than if you put all that money into really small coins, right? Because if you put all that money and you're down 80%, you're gonna shit yourself. You're gonna take out your money and you're gonna just end up losing 80%, right? But if you put all your money into something that only maybe sold off 20%, you'll be more okay to help through that bad time. So that's kind of to add to those risky ways of making money, right? You always want to use smaller amount for risky stuff because you're gonna be willing to lose it, because that's the mindset you need to have, because otherwise you're going to be too attached to the money, you're going to make bad decisions, and you're just going to fuck yourself up. Even if you were right, oh, I think this coin will go to this level, and you buy with all your money, if it goes down, you're going to be, oh shit, I was wrong, and you pull out, and maybe that coin does go to where you think, but because you put too much money, you're not making clear decisions.
You know, what's crazy about you saying all that is that you're literally describing how my journey when I first started trading went. But what made my journey interesting is that the first year or two, I just focused in whatever types of stocks. But when I started focusing on technology, that's when my win-loss rate literally shot up from 0 to 50-50, you know? And it started getting to the 60 to like the 60% success rate. But like I said, the main thing, because I had a situation like what you just described, I pulled out my money out of an options contract. And if I had just been more patient, long story short, most of the trades I made would have ended up working out if I would have just been patient, to be honest. So when you described how important patience is and how to put your emotions out of it,
Yeah.
yeah, man,
And
that
that's,
really hit home.
can I add something? And that's why it's important to have another income as well, unless you've been in the field long enough to be able to have a lot of money set aside. And like for example, if you need 5,000 to live on, right? Your expenses, whatever you, let's say me and Chris live in Miami, and it could get kind of expensive, right? It could be, you know, 10K per month to just survive here, basically. And so if you have that, right, and you don't have that much money, and you solely focus on, oh, I'm gonna make money with crypto or stocks or whatever, and you need that income to be able to pay and survive off of it, then you're going to be too attached to making the money. And that's where you're going to make bad decisions, right? It's the same thing. You're going to be too attached to the outcome. But when you have another source of income, then you're more relaxed and you're okay with having periods that are not as good, because this is what happens. It's not necessarily a steady up upstream. I mean, over a long term it is, but on a short term it's not. It goes up, down, down, up, down, up, down. So you need to be able to survive those times to be really making money off of this and have that extra capital to use for whatever else you need, you know, in the future.
Yeah, because and I'm really glad you brought that up because the reason I didn't ask anything about support or resistance prices is I remember I literally read a 350-page book about that when I first got into options trading. So it probably wouldn't take me more than a couple hours to get an idea of, okay, what's been the weekly support price? What is the daily support price? You know, at what time did volume spike up, MACD, different stochastics things. But the one thing that I learned from even the companies that I did make money on, I would have benefited myself a lot more if I would have just been willing to buy a contract that lasted 3 to 5 years, because every single one of those companies, stock prices have doubled or tripled since then. And that's when I was really humbled by the value of patience. You know, instead of trying to make short-term money, if I were to get back into it now, I would think more long-term. Obviously, if I see a short-term situation that happens, I mean, common sense, you know, put in what you're willing to lose. But yeah, man, I haven't been able to get back into it in almost 10 years, but getting back into it now, I definitely learned the value of patience, and I would focus on buying contracts that last longer, because there were some times that when I did this, so this would be, I guess, a good learning lesson for anyone who hasn't done options contract trading. An options contract is basically like a glass full of ice cubes. The more time, the longer the contract, the longer it's going to take for those ice cubes to deteriorate. Like if you buy a 3-day contract, you better make sure that you know what you're doing on that, because in 2 or 3 hours, if that price doesn't do what you need it to do, you would have probably lost half your money. But if you buy a contract that's like a month out, 3 months, 6 months out, you could have a little bit more flexibility, and it's not so sensitive to the price change and whatnot. And then of course there's alpha, gamma, theta, and all these other things. But yeah, man. So I guess my last question would be, if I wanted to get back into slowly doing options trading, but see how to test it out with crypto, but for the long term, is there a certain website I would go to for that?
For crypto specifically?
Yeah, just to get back in the swing of things. Like, I'm wanting to do more long term. I don't really want to fuck with doing anything short term unless something makes so much sense. But I'm thinking more long term. Yeah, like if I wanted to do crypto options trading, where would I go?
Well, I honestly don't do crypto options. I don't even know where you would go for that. And I think options in general, the thing about options, there's always a good and bad, right? And the good thing with options, if you want to learn about it and get back into it, is that you don't really need a lot of capital to start, right? With things like stocks, for example, you need a lot of money to really make good money off of it, right? You need 20, 30, $50,000 to make, a few thousand per month or whatever, or increase that account. With options, you only need a few thousand to buy an option that could double in a month or whatever, depending how long it is. But obviously, that's what you risk. You risk that whole amount of money. So options is a good tool, especially for hedging against your position, right? If you invest in stocks, you can buy an option contract to, let's say, if it goes down, right, you're not losing money because the option is going to make you money. If it goes up, you're still making money off the shares that you have, right? So there's a a good thing about it as well. But I would say for longer term, you want to build your whole thing about long term. The problem with most people and nowadays, kind of the society and the thing we're living in, is that everybody wants quick money, quick millionaire, and things like that, and that's what gets people to lose all their shit, and they don't stay long enough, they don't survive long enough to really make the big money in this, right? Because this takes years. Yes, some people can make a lot of money very fast, but it's kind of like lottery or whatever. It doesn't happen to everybody, and the percent that it will happen to you is very low. Yes, it could happen, but so you want to build a portfolio of crypto, right? Mostly in Bitcoin and some lower cap, but not that low, right? Solana and etc. And most of your money should be in that for long term, right? So like
Bitcoin and
more than a
Solana, you
year
said?
and etc. Huh?
You said Bitcoin and Solana, right? Did I get that right?
Yeah, Ethereum as well. There's other coins as well. But that's kind of the focus in this bull run. Next bull run, it might be different. There might be other coins that become popular. So you just have to be up to date to what's going on. But Bitcoin is always here. And that's a good investment always, because you could see all these big companies and countries are buying Bitcoin as a main thing. So it's always going to be here unless, I don't know, unless something big happens to crypto, but which I doubt will happen, right? And you also want to build a portfolio of some stocks as well, right? So most of your money should be in big things that move slower, because that way you're more secure and that money eventually makes money and you have higher chance of making good money off of it. Because the most important thing in investing is compound. That's the difference between having a savings account, for example, is that it doesn't compound, right? So your money is 4% forever and it's never increasing the amount of money you get, right? It doesn't build up. It's simple interest. And with investing in stocks or crypto, it's compounding, right? So eventually that 4% increases and increases, the amount of money you actually get keeps increasing. So if you can stay in the markets as long as you can and survive as long as possible, you will have the money needed for you to buy a home, for you to build a business, or et cetera, whatever you need to do and you want to do. Invest in property outside of US, or build a business that you need money to start for, marketing or whatever else. So if you can survive, you're gonna win eventually. So that's the goal. That's the mindset you want to have. It's long term, right? And then with a little bit of money, you can fuck around and basically gamble and throw shit into, obviously do your research, but that's why options, for example, you can do it with less money, right? So let's say you have 10K, you throw 9.5K into long-term stocks, and then $500 you play around and buy an option here, buy an option there, and see how that works out, right? Or depending how much money you have and etc. But yeah, so you want to play around with 5-10%, maybe 15 if you're more experienced. But most of the money should be in the long term, because that's what's going to make you the big money that you can use. But the problem with most people is they try to get money really quick, and that's where they get burned. Greed is a big thing in most people, and it's the downfall of most people.
Yeah, you're not wrong about that, man. At this point, I've learned my lesson with patience. It's just a matter of finding a way to get back in there, making enough money with my business of videography, photography, and stuff.
Save, build up. Look at your. Let's say, I don't know how much you make. Let's say you make 5,000 in a month, or 3,000, whatever. Let's say you spend 1,000 for rent, 1,000 for food, and like 500 for other things, right? Whatever. I don't know what's going on. Let's say you have 500 that you're wasting on, I don't know, fucking burgers or something that you could live without, but you just use it. Oh, I'm feeling happy, I want to buy this. Or I'm gonna waste time with, I don't know, like a video game, or I don't, whatever it is that you do on your free time that you indulge yourself. Try to cut it as much as possible, which it won't make a big difference for you, but it will also help you save extra money, and then funnel that money into investments and build up that. And once you increase your skills and you make more money with your business or your job or whatever else, then you can add, you will have the strategy, and you will have the habits of saving money, and that money you can use to invest, right? So that's kind of the base of things, and that's what you want to do. Because if you do what most people do, is they throw $100 into some shit, lose it all, and then give up, or $1,000 or whatever. And that's not the way to go, because you, like I said, you want to stay in as long as possible and understand it as much as possible. Because with investment, especially in financial markets, the lessons you're going to learn cost money. Because let's say you invest in something and you lose money, there is a lesson you can learn from there. And it just costs you $1,000 to learn that lesson, or whatever amount of money, right? And the more you understand those lessons, and the less you need to spend money to learn those lessons, right? With same thing with the position size, right? With the amount of money you invest. If you invest just, $1,000, and you just lose $10 here, $10 here, you're still learning things, but now the lessons cost $10. But if you throw 5K and lose 5K, you're gonna learn one lesson for 5K. You understand? So that's the thing with when you start this, or get back into it, whatever your situation is. You want to minimize the losses so you can learn the most for least amount of money.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yo, that was a savage back and forth, man. Between the two of y'all brothers, I liked hearing Grio. You always got the savage questions, man. I always appreciate that. And then next up, we got brother Bruno. And then this question right here that Kaz was asking earlier, and where Ivan was talking about a little bit. These are some things that I want to talk about too. So one of the things we'll keep in mind is Kaz said, what are some areas to look out for to disqualify a meme coin? And we might be able to get into some meme coin talks in a little bit. And definitely there's going to be part 2, part 3. Don't worry, y'all boys. We're going to continue this conversation. But it looks like brother Bruno's had his hand up for a while. So let's go ahead and get to him.
Going to unmute myself. How's it going, guys? So, Luis, do you have any
Hey,
experience?
Bruno.
Hey, how are you, man? I see you deep into the trenches, huh? Yeah, so I'll tell you a little bit about my story. So I think it was Q4 2020 is when I entered the market. So it was really bad timing, like on top. And like I think I never like recovered my money, so I kind of basically gave up and not invested anymore there. So I have like one question. Do you have any experience on deducting losses on your taxes?
Well, yeah, it really depends on because there's a thing called wash sales, and also there's a maximum amount that you can deduct per year. So they're not gonna fully cover the amount of money you lost. So there's only I think only 5K. I'm not sure on the number, but there's only a max loss that you can deduct per year. That would
That's like
be
nothing.
eligible. Yeah,
That's
it's
like
not that much.
nothing. Okay.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, so I invested with X. I had some. It was with a crypto mindset, so they had like I also invested in Boo and some other coins, and I also had like some Ethereum. The thing is, obviously, I still didn't sell, so always in long term, I can recover that money. What do you do in that situation? Would you sell what you have and then DCA again, or would you just?
Could you explain that again? I
So,
didn't really understand the point you're making.
so for example, you put 10K, but now you have
Yeah.
5, right?
Uh-huh.
In that situation where you either didn't recover your loss, would you keep like DCAing or at the lower level? Would you?
Well, so it kind of depends on momentum, right? And it depends also on levels, and it depends on what you're investing in. So I'll give you kind of a little bit more of a breakdown. So say you did invest 10,000 and then now it's at 40,000. Fuck my phone. Now it's at 5,000, right? So you don't want to unless you have a like really long term, right? Like multiple years. Like let's say you're investing for a few months, right? Like for example, now, right? There's not gonna be that much time left until the end of the cycle. So you would be careful with buying something that is going down continuously, because there's a saying, you don't want to catch a falling knife, right? Because nobody really knows the bottom of things, right? So if something is going down and down, you could think, oh, this is the bottom, I'm gonna buy, right? And if you already have money in there, if you add more, it's gonna look even more devastating to you, because you're gonna be like, yeah, I'm losing not 5K, I'm losing 8K. Fuck, So that's the thing you have to think about. It depends on your mentality as well. Like if you're down 5K and you don't give a fuck and you're thinking of it as long term, okay, I'm gonna sell whenever it's up again, and I know it's going to be up. Like let's say Bitcoin right now, like we know that it's going to be higher in 4 years or 4.5 years. Is going to be even higher than it is now or ever been, right? Because it just keeps going up through cycles and stuff. So you shouldn't care that you're down, right? But also you want to be careful with depending on what you're investing in, because certain things might die out. You know, like certain altcoins, if you put in the money and it's down, then you should be, do more research how good it is and if it can die down, but it just depends on that. And also you want to wait for, let's say it's going down, 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 right? And you think this is the bottom. So you want to wait for it to, on a technical level, you want it to break the lower high. So when it goes down like a stair, right? There's lower high, higher low, lower high, higher low, lower high, right? When it's up is the opposite. Higher high, lower high, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, right? It's like a staircase, up and down, up and down. So if it goes down and it breaks the previous lower high, so the previous high point in that move, then you're more likely for it to start reversing and going higher. You understand? But you have to be careful with that because obviously it could go lower, right? So if you're not able to stomach more of downside, potential downside that it can go, then you should wait and let it settle down, let it find a level, and then start going back up, right? Like for example, if you bought at 109K, right, and it's going down right now, Bitcoin, and you want to sell soon, you don't want to hold for years, then you should wait until it settles down, finds a lower level, and starts going a little bit up and making the staircase up again. Then you can start investing, because if you just buy when it's falling, then you're gonna stomach fuck that word. I'm bad at saying that word, but you're gonna feel more pain because you're gonna put more money, so the same percentage of loss is gonna equal to more money you're losing. And if you're not okay with that, you're gonna make bad decisions, like I was saying before.
Got it. Okay, I see. Yeah.
Yeah, but if it's like Ethereum or Bitcoin, bro, just buy more. You're gonna wait. You might potentially wait longer, but it doesn't matter if you have other income. If you're not dependent on that money, then you're good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think like for me was like right now I'm all in. I have Solana and Ethereum, so most kind of stable ones. I think there was a like loss. I had like Phantom and Hex, and Hex went like catastrophic. So the losses are there. Yeah, I never saw Hex, so if it comes back, it comes back. If not, it's
Yeah, if you're in a position where you're like, okay, I put $1,000 into some altcoin and it's down 80%, okay, like you probably don't care about $1,000. It's not that big difference to your life, so you just let it ride and see how it goes, or but if you need the money, then you probably shouldn't add more, and you should probably try to find somewhere else to switch, because if the crypto market works, all of them move the same. I mean, kind of the same way. Like if Bitcoin falls and everything else kind of starts falling as well. So if you switch from one to another, you still get usually a good position on the other one as well, right? It's going to be with less money. It's not going to be as good as where you started at, but sometimes it's better to cut loss than waste time, right? Because if a certain coin is not doing well and is not going to do well, let's say something happened with the team that made it, or something happened with regulation with that coin, or lawsuit or some shit, then there's no point in keeping your money and waiting for it to change, where you could just put in something else and make your money back. You understand? So it just depends on that. It depends on are you willing to lose the money? Do you have more money? Are you dependent on that money and the thing you invested in? And your how long you're willing to wait, or you're willing to stomach how much pain you're willing to stomach. That's all it depends on. So you kind of go through the list and see where you're at, see what you invested in, and see. But I wouldn't recommend necessarily investing if you're short term. Don't invest in something that is falling continuously, because you're gonna think, oh, this is the bottom, and it's not. And you're just gonna put more money, and you're gonna have more risk, and it's going to be locked up. More money is going to be locked up in that place where sometimes, you either take the loss and you lose some money, and sometimes you keep adding little by little, and sometimes you just put that money that you have saved up, that you want to invest in, that put it in something else, because some other things could be at a good price now as well, right?
Yeah. I think it's a little bit about conviction. Like on my whole strategy, I didn't came up on up. So now it's like it's a barrier of, am I investing again on crypto and maybe not seeing that gain? So I think that's the shift. Like I'm on that point of, do I really believe on this, or I don't? Yeah, I just wait to see gains in 10 years,
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it is obviously mentality. The thing is with markets in general is that a big, like technical analysis and all this analysis, you can learn really if you pay attention and like you really try, you can learn it in a week or 2 weeks. It's really not that difficult. The hard part where most people lose money is mentality and having emotion control, right? And that's the main problem, is that they're too attached to the money, or they're too dependent on the outcome, and they're not level-headed, right? They're because of the attachment, they're too worried, and they're I need the money. So that's what it is, and then you make bad decisions. So if you can space yourself out, right, you can also do like an exercise of like, okay, if I was somebody else, right, my friend came to me with my problem, what advice I would give them, right? Like, hey, let's say they told me, oh, I invested in this, da, 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 da. And if you have some understanding of what's going on in those coins or in just generally investing, you can give a good advice to that person. But to yourself, you're gonna have biases, right? Because it's your money, your time, and etc. But to another person, you have a clear-headed kind of solution.
Yeah. But the thing is, what happens is when you hear these people talking about crypto, everyone says, oh, this is the bottom, buy now, right? So that's the hard part to judge, like when people are saying that this is a good time to buy.
The bottom is the bottom, but the position is different. That's the only real differentiator. But go ahead, Lou.
I think it's look, people want perfection, and I'm sure you've felt that as well. Like, oh, I'm gonna buy a bottom. Let's say you bought at 79 or 80,000, and it went to 74. You're like, fuck, I didn't buy at 74. I should have waited. You want perfection. You know what I mean? And same thing with selling as well. Like, oh, I should have waited like a week from now, and I would have made an extra 1,000 or 5,000, whatever. Right? You don't aim for perfection, right? Just aim for good levels. Yes, you might not get full amount that you could, but who does? Only sometimes people get lucky and they time it perfectly, but that's not a repeatable. That's not a repeatable thing. You understand? That's the thing with financial markets, is all people, even myself and anybody else, will tell you certain things, and everybody the toxic thing about investing in like financial markets is that everybody thinks they know what the fuck is going on and what's going to happen. Everybody's an expert. You understand? But
Yeah.
if you just look at it as like, okay, I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm just trying to be in the direction of being right, and you're gonna be good. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So that's kind of the
Yeah.
key point of it. Is don't try to be perfect. Just
Got it.
do the right things as close as possible to perfect. But if it's not perfect, it's okay. Learn how to be okay with not being perfect and making some mistakes. It's part of the game.
Yeah. That makes sense. Even with stocks, like when you sell, you see a trend, you just, yeah, even if you sell when it's going up, yeah, there's always one, like in the next week, it will be higher. So, yeah. You cannot be
Yeah,
perfect.
yeah. I try to look. I have this a lot of in my head. I mean, I don't get affected by it as much anymore, but I used to. And I would really think, I would really make an image to myself, like, okay, let's say let's say anything. Let's say I bought at $10 and I sold at $15, but it went to $20. Let's say, right, as an example. And usually my head would be like, I should have waited like a week more or whatever. I would have gotten, more money. Then I imagine, okay, if I was really in that situation, would I really get it at 20 or not? Like, would I wait too long? Like, I think of like the worst possible outcome if I did wait. Like, let's say, oh, now it's at 20. Maybe I wait till 25 and then it
Yes,
goes down
exactly.
to 10. You know what I mean? So, like, you
Yeah.
cannot predict these things and you cannot like imagine just by looking, oh, it went up 10%. Oh, I should have made 10% instead of 5%. Like you made money. It's fine. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Got it. Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you for the tips. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, that was really good, man. So next up, I know we've had Ivan's hand for a while, and that I'm looking forward to your questions, Ivan, and also Kaz and Sammy, Patrick, TC, Bruno, Michael, King Julian, Omar, Drew. Thank you guys all for being so patient, man. There's a really good question that Kaz had just asked a while ago, and his question is along the lines of, what are some areas to look out for to disqualify a meme coin? And my question is actually like the opposite. So it would be like, what are some areas to look out for to qualify a meme coin, my boy? You feel me? But at the same time, Ivan, please go ahead and take it away with your question, my dude.
Yeah. My question is, what is bridging?
One second, boys. 1 second.
Bridging, as in like that's a crypto term?
I believe so. I just hear that term a lot.
In what context? Can you give me an idea of like where you've been hearing that lately? Is it like
Like it,
online, social
no, I think
media?
it's possible. Oh, sorry. It's like possibly exchanging crypto to blockchains, I believe.
Okay, cool. I'll let you take that one away, Lewis, because I haven't heard that myself. And then Sammy, bro, I want to hear some like applied questions, bro. I know if you ask a couple things, it's gonna be helpful to the whole group, my boy. And then of course, Patrick, Bruno, thanks for throwing in all those extra bonus questions, man. And then yeah, like I said, me and Kaz probably have a very similar question. Mike, also, I want to see you ask some questions too, my dude. You got anything that you're thinking of?
Hello? Is it working the
Yes.
mic or? Hey, how's it going? So I was only in the first 30 minutes. I had a meeting, but yeah. So I'm in New York, and I'm like in New York, it's very like restricted with a lot of like crypto shit. I tried I have a VPN and stuff, so I use Mexi, and I'm able to use like Coinbase, Gemini, and stuff like that to buy like more like stable coins like Solana, Ethereum, um, and like XRP, Doge, like the main stuff. But I can only like buy coins like Sui on Mexi, and then like I can't really get around some stuff in New York because I have the address in New York, and I tried using my passport like on Kraken with a VPN, but it's still a big issue. Do you guys have any other sites to try out that are a little more lenient with New York restrictions, or that don't require the identification, like the address or something like that.
All right, so Lewis, Ivan's question is about bridging, and then Michael's question is about using VPN to be able to bypass New York legislation to stop him from buying cryptocurrency.
So bridging is basically is what we talked about, swapping between different networks. So like Solana chain to, let's say, Ethereum chain. That's bridging basically, and mostly you would use Uniswap, or yeah, that's basically one of the ways to do it. And the other question, repeat that again.
His whole thing, like, it's hard to hear you, Mike, but he was basically asking, like, look, I want to buy this type of coin, this type of coin, and this type of coin, but I'm blocked by buying it because I need to use a VPN. So, Mike, if you could repeat your question again, a little bit closer to the mic, my dude.
My bad. Yeah. So basically, in New York, like a lot of like meme coins or like other coins like Sonic stuff like that are restricted in New York, and like a lot of sites that I could have used to buy them, like Kraken, they require a proof of address and stuff like that. But even if I try to use my passport, it requires a second set of authorization, like an address. So I use Gemini, like Coinbase and Mexi. I use Mexi on the VPN for like Coinbase and like Gemini. I use it on my phone, but the coins that are restricted don't even show up. I don't have an option to buy it, and even with a VPN on my phone, it
So most of the meme coins and stuff that is not not on the centralized exchanges, you have to open a phantom wallet, and then basically use the exchange, right? So put money into, let's say, Solana or whatever. Mostly you can do with Solana, most of the coins, because everything now is, a lot of things are on Solana, or you could use Solana to get those coins most of the time. Sometimes not, but most of the time you can. And then you just open a Phantom wallet, go search up Phantom. It's usually, if it's on a computer, it's an extension.
I actually have the Phantom wallet. I have it on my mobile and my desktop.
Yeah, so you just send it, and then send it to the Phantom wallet. Then you go into, let's say, Dex Screener is one of the websites you can find approved ones that are already big enough to be on a network like Radium or other networks. And then you can find a coin, right? Type the name, find the address that it says, and then use the address to then swap the Solana for that coin if it's on if it's able to do that, right? If you're able to swap Solana for that coin, but otherwise you can, if it's not on Dex Screener, if it's not big enough yet, like you're still kind of early on it, then you can use Photon or Bull X. Those are for like really new coins that were made like a minute ago, whatever, or like 20 minutes ago, that are still like really low market cap, like 20K market cap or 50K market cap or whatever. And then you can transfer from Phantom Wallet to Photon or Bull X, and then from there you can buy the coins. You can basically click buy, and just you're gonna have some. But if you want to try meme coins in general, first I would recommend using the amount of money you're willing to lose. So like, let's say $2,000 that you have extra that you're just willing to lose to maybe potentially learn or maybe make money off of it. Then obviously position size yourself to maybe using only 0.1 Solana or around that number, right? So that way you can take a lot of losses and you won't burn your account, right? You're not going to go with 5 Solana right away, right? And also download an extension called Nova Clickbot or Nova Bot. It's like a purple star logo. It's called Nova Bot. If you want, I can find later and send you privately or whatever. I used to use it before. It's really good for just getting in and getting out. Uh, Getting in, getting out of new meme coins. It's a lot faster than using the photon exchanges or whatever, and it's just an extension. So you can just put your money into it, and it's very secure. I haven't had problems with it. Nobody, like a lot of places, they're gonna steal your money. Don't try to copy trade anybody because you're gonna get fucking farmed. I've lost like $1,000 off of that, so don't copy anybody. But yeah, so download extension Nova, put your money into it, and then you can buy new coins and stuff like that. But I wouldn't recommend doing it if you're new because you're probably gonna lose all your money. Like be careful with that shit because um it's it's not like like any other coin or stuff like that is more centralized because there a lot of people get rug pulled and it could go up. You're like up, $1,000, and then second later you lose all your money. So it's very risky. It's very fast paced. It's very like you need to understand what's going on. You need to learn more about it. You need to try with small amount. You need to use there's some websites you can track wallets, and let's say on Dex Screener, as a tip, you can go on Dex Screener, pick up click on a coin that is really gotten big, right? Let's say I haven't checked which ones are big now, but let's say last one I remember is like the guy that killed the CEO of
Luigi.
healthcare, Luigi. You can go on that coin, look up the top traders, right? Let's say a person made from 4K to like $1 million. Click on the address of his wallet, put that, copy that wallet into a website. I can send over. I don't remember the exact website, but I've had them saved on my computer. You can put that wallet and see the trades they're making, and then you can watch for like 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Watch like find some wallets, watch what they're buying, and watch what they're where they're buying, when they're selling, what are they buying, and figure out why they're doing that. And then afterwards, then put your money. You understand? Don't start with just dropping your money into it because you're gonna lose. It's a very hard place to make money, and it's very risky. Yeah, that's kind of the breakdown. But I would recommend not starting with that. You should probably start with more secure things, less risk, and then build it up to once you have good enough money, then try those things because that's how most people get burned. They learn about meme coins and some guy making $1 million in one day, and they're like, "Oh shit, I can make $1 million," and throw their money and lose all. You understand? So.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not interested in like real meme coins. Like, I don't know, like I'm interested in like Sonic, Pulse X, stuff like that. But in New York, it's restricted for some reason. So I don't know if those are considered like not as.
Certain things you could use VPN to get an account in exchanges that are banned in US, but it's is very illegal. So that's like your own risk. You know what I mean? Like if you want to do that, I'm just telling you it's illegal, and that could be traced to you, and you're gonna be fucked basically because you're not allowed to use it.
Right now, is that legal in the United States? That's the only one that lets me buy super.
Say it again.
I use Mex. Is that illegal in the United States? I can only use it with a VPN.
Yeah, so usually the ones that you can't use in US is because either the broker that allows you to have it is not stationed in US. So if you try to, like, let's say certain exchanges, if you go and try to make an account without VPN with your IP in US, then it won't let you because it will say like, oh, your IP is not allowed. Like, I mean, I don't remember the message, but it basically says that like your IP is not allowed for this website. And so if you try to use a VPN to do that, is you're gonna be basically doing an illegal thing that is not allowed.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate
Yo,
it.
Mike, that was super badass, dude. So we have two questions, right? Brother Kaz, I would like you to actually ask this question out loud if you're with me, my boy. Can you hear me, Kaz? And then we're gonna go over to Ivan. But my dude, Kaz, you there?
Yeah, just a minute.
Yes, sir. Go ahead. Go ahead and ask him about what you were saying about the meme coins.
Yeah, so like sorry about the noise in the back, but what are some like good like notes for like disqualifying meme coins? So like you can look at the chart and be like, okay, it started this day and is doing this well, progressed this much, and like what will qualify it to, or what would dequalify it for being one that you would invest in?
Well, are you talking meme coins that are like on Coinbase and Kraken, or are you talking about meme coins that just like they just made it, like Luigi Maggioni, for example, or like other
Like
coins that are
like when you go to like coin gecko, there'd be like a whole bunch of meme coins on there, and then like looking at them all and seeing which one be like the ideal candidate, or like what you would draw off from the list from potentially investing into.
So I would say the most important thing, if you want to try like the newborn meme coins and stuff that are or not so usually on Dex Screener, for example, certain meme coins have a high market cap, like over, obviously the coins that are born, right, that are just made up, they go onto Dex Screener, which is a more bigger platform for coins. Once they hit, I think it's 60, no, not 60, like 90,000 market cap. I think that's the number. I don't remember exact number, but once they hit that number, they go into the big chains like Radium and Solana chain and etc. Then they actually become they come to Dex Screener, right? And what happens then is a lot more people have access to them because more people use Dex Screener than like Photon or BullX, whatever. And so those coins then start to pump or get dumped, but the ones that survive, they go to million market cap, 10 million, a billion market cap, whatever. Like for example, Trump coin started off off of basically pump fund to then hitting market cap, then going to Dex Screener, and then going even bigger and bigger, and then going to like MoonPay and other things, So if you go on to Dex Screener, you have a little bit more trust in the coin. It's less likely to rug, but there's less potential for gains, right? If you go on just created pump fund coins, you have the like infinite potential. You could go to a billion market cap, right? So from it starts around 20K or 16K, I think, market cap to 1 billion, right? So divide a billion by 16K. It's a lot of excess that you can do, right? And so there's a lot more potential for it to gain you money, but the problem is that it's more controlled because they can they can take out their money and drop it to zero, and you lose all your money. They could just steal your money basically. So I would say the main things is I would start with Dex Screener, or at least learn a little bit more, watch some coins, how they move, watch who controls the coin. So the top holders, how much they have of the coin. If it's more than like 20-30%, try to stay away from it, because obviously if it's more than that, they could just sell and they will take everybody's money, right? So because they control a big amount of the supply. Watch if the dev, which is the creator of the coin, sold it, or if he has a big amount as well. So like if he has more than 20, I mean for dev it's a lot less, should be like 10%. If he has 10%, then it's okay. If he has like more than 20-30, stay away from that, because he can also rug pull everybody. Also look at the socials. Like there's usually an option where you can see, okay, you can click and see their Twitter, you could see their website, you could see other things that could be potentially useful. And depending on the following, let's say they make a coin and it's a coin of a big Twitter account with millions of followers or hundreds of thousands of followers, then you can trust it a bit more, right? And then you have to kind of double check things, and it's a process, right? So you would see, okay, this coin have low holders, right? They don't own that much. You see they have social media of some kind. You see if it's a news thing, if it's like somebody died or something happened and that's why they made a coin, right? And so it just depends. It's a mix of different things. And the best way to learn that is by looking at different wallets that have made a lot of money off of this, and then watching why they buy and trying to figure out, okay, they bought here, looking at the coin itself. Okay, they have this social media, they have this many holders, and etc. And just figuring, like seeing a pattern, trying to find a pattern between the things that they buy and why they buy them.
Okay, I appreciate that, and that was like a whole bunch of insight you put on there on what type of meme coins to watch out for and whatnot. And thank you very much, Lewis. I do appreciate it.
Yeah, there's some guys, I honestly forgot their name. But if you go TGR trading, it's a guy that does forex mostly. But he had this fat guy with glasses, and he became a millionaire off meme coins. And he has pretty good advice about how to learn, how to do, like how to make money off of meme coins. They have like a thing you can pay for that is a Twitter sniper basically, and it's a bot that automatically tweets certain accounts that are like big accounts, and whenever they post anything that could be related to a coin, and so that's one of their services. And also you could just learn the basics of it, and that's the advice I'm giving you is pretty much his advice. And that's kind of the game. It's just having money we're willing to lose, pacing it out by small amounts so you can learn what's going on, and then using bots and stuff to filter certain things and having certain criterias for a coin to work. And then it's just trial and error, and over a long term, if you lose 30% per time, right? Let's say you put $100, you lose $30, but then the winners are like 10x, so you make from $100 to $1,000. Then eventually, once you get your higher win rate, you eventually make money off of it. You can build a portfolio, not a portfolio, but you can build more money, and then it's easier for you to do the same, and make a lot more money. But just comes with time and be willing to lose a lot of money. It's kind of the thing with this.
That being said, yo, Kaz, I really appreciate you asking that question. And then, like, the bigger back and forth between the brothers being able to communicate these things is super important, because just having these conversations open up the gateway to more conversations, right? So, like, Lewis is out here giving you guys some basics and like talking about meme coins, and then that's like opening up the gate to go even further and further and further down this path. And as you see it, he's primed and ready to go further and further and further down the path. And that's why we want to do our best to lift every brother up, build every one of you up to be at a place where we can all have a conversation and be like, okay, next Zoom call, Lou, since we're all up on our meme wallets and we're all up on our crypto wallets and we all have an extra $1,000 to blow, all right, what are we gonna do, boys? Which meme coin is we going in, or which crypto coin are we going in? And then when we have conversations like that, that's when things really start to develop. So yes, we're in the setup phase. I was talking to Lewis earlier, and I call it the personal setup phase. So really, when this video is posted into the school, me and him will go back and forth and go through the chats that we've had and try to add as many resources as we can possibly to give you guys, to get you as caught up as you possibly can be on crypto wallets, and then your crypto knowledge. And then the easier that becomes, the better our futures are. Now, one of the questions that we had was from Ivan. Ivan, why don't you go ahead and ask this one about Arbitrum? Brother Ivan, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Go ahead and talk about Arbitrum. Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Let's go.
Yeah, my question was just besides Bitcoin and Ethereum, is Arbitrum a trusted network and blockchain?
So that's a bit of a lower cap, right? Lower cap coin. So with those, I would say it's all about research, and it's all about position, right? So you don't want to put too much money into it. Yes, you potentially could get lucky, but just looking, let's say, let me pull up the chart. 1 second. Just looking at the chart, right? So it went to what, $8.7, and now it's at 34 cents or so. Like, obviously it had a huge push in March, right? And it could go to certain levels like $4-6. But the main thing is putting not too much money into it, because obviously you don't want to be just wasting your time, right? Because if you put money, a lot of money, and it doesn't make a move, right? All of these small caps are based on hype, right? If it gets popular, it gets really popular around the community, and more people get interested in it, it's gonna pump, right? It's gonna even go higher than where it was before. But all these coins, the main thing, even meme coins is the best example of this, is that it's all about attention. So if there's not much attention, there's not much pumping that's going to happen, right? So if you put too much money and it doesn't pump, you could waste a lot of time, right? So but if you put a little bit of money, then it's okay. If you've done your research and you got it at a good level where it's low, where it is now, for example, very low, you could potentially see, even if it goes to 60 cents, you doubled your money, right? Or 70 cents, whatever. You doubled your money, right? So there is potential for any of these coins. You just have to be careful with how much money you put, because you don't want to back hold a coin that is a lower cap, that is less possible for it to have a crazy return. It's kind of my thing, is like, I like those things, but I stay away from putting too much money into them, because it really is like, you can do research, yes, you can learn about it and you can see the potential, but it all depends on other people's other people view of that same coin or of its potential, right? That's all financial markets are. The reason why Bitcoin goes up is because people see value in it. Countries see value in it, and that's why it keeps going up. So it's more of that into a smaller cap or meme coins is more of that. It's more of like attention and what people think of it, right? So if you want to put some money into it and you've done your research, I haven't invested in arbitrage in the coin, so I wouldn't know specifically what is the value of it. But if you want to, you do your research and you put a small amount, because that way you're not tied with a lot of money, and you can always be okay with losing that money, and you can always put more money into something that is doing better, right? And always try to get it at a good level. If it just pumped, don't put money, because you're gonna most likely lose more than you could gain. Hey, it's a good level, but it's a new coin. As I see right now, just off looking off the chart, it was created on March 2024. So it's a pretty new coin, and it's those are not battle tested yet. You know, I mean, those coins could die off eventually, right? Because the new coins come out every bull cycle, and some of them die off. Some of them go to be Solana, you know, and just keep going and keep getting more attention, keep getting more money into it, and other ones just die off. So you have to be careful, and you don't want to put too much money. That way you're not tied up to, you know, worry about that.
Ivan, you there? Okay, so look.
Yeah, good. Thanks.
I gotta be honest, dude. We've been going for 3 hours, and I cannot even think of a better way for the brotherhood to spend that type of time by enriching each other and trying to build each other up and trying to put in to our financial future. Like, there's a lot of ways to waste time, but we're all red pill as fuck, man. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all dudes know, like, I'm sure, like TC, for example, he'll use like an example, or Patrick uses an example of people in like his relative area, like in Massachusetts or Hawaii. Those people will spend 3 hours like watching a football game or talking about a bunch of bullshit. But we're literally out here dropping value, dropping gems, dropping coins, dropping like knowledge that's going to enhance every one of us, you know? So I am going to go around, and I want to see like where everyone is with the questions, where everyone feels with their personal setup. If nobody has any questions, I'll start moving into closing thoughts. But if everybody has questions, please don't feel like anything about going ahead and dropping this sauce right now, because like I said, it goes into the school. We drop the notes. We make sure that everybody gets the chance to do it. And if you do get a chance to pass this information to one of the other brothers that didn't get a chance to attend, I would appreciate that. And I'm sure Lewis would appreciate that too, because it's always important to keep the knowledge going. So that being said, Sammy, how you doing, my guy? Any questions that you have had since this entire convo?
Nah, man, I have no question, man. I'm just like just learning. I'm just a beginner, man. I'm just learning though. Pretty new on
Loving it
this.
all. I
Yeah, just
appreciate that.
chilling. I
What about
also
you,
just
bro?
like I just download the app. Also have Kraken wallet right now. Yeah, so also like yesterday I bought Ethereum, and I put 1K in. Hello?
Yeah. We're all listening, my boy.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's like, is that the right thing I'm doing it? I don't know, because it was like 1800s. I just put 1K in. So yeah, pretty
Good
much.
shit. Yo, and like I gotta be like, this is the way that I would love every one of you to envision crypto. Like, I've been talking about crypto since 2012. 2012, I was a kid in college. I didn't have the money to invest in it. It wasn't what it is today. But 10 years does go by. So I would rather each and every one of you look at yourselves as a brother with a crypto portfolio that is growing as you are growing. And exactly like Lewis was saying, don't look at it as a get rich quick scheme. Don't try to become a millionaire overnight. Just
Yeah.
take credence in the fact that if you look at it from the context of dating, since Sammy is so caught up in the dating profiles and looking good for the ladies and shit, don't try to market yourself as, yo, I'm rich through crypto. Just know I'm aging like wine. and my portfolio is too, bitch. I'm a man, a high value man, a made man, a rich man with a fucking crypto portfolio. You in or you out?
Let me add something to that. So the thing is, I think more important than money is building character. And if you can become a better person, a more skilled person, a more level-headed, and more like in control of your inner thoughts and inner emotions, you're always gonna make more money. Like that's just a correlation that is always true. You know. So if you look at those people that, let's say, I've seen on Deck Screener, some people that put in, 2K, and in a day they've ended up with 1.2 million, So that happens, but that doesn't build any character. They haven't developed themselves, and so their money understanding and their character hasn't changed. So they don't know how to deal with that money. And usually what happens is they get too greedy and then they lose it back, you know? So if you look at it long term, you will build yourself to be a better person that could handle that money and could build something bigger for yourself. So if you look at it that way, it's a lot more beneficial for you to look at it long term than short term, because everybody is looking, for quick money, but they only show you the moments, and they never know what the future will be. Right? A lot of these people lose it all, or get into bad situation, or get used, or whatever else. So it's better to build a character that could handle that money, could be able to control that money, and be able to be okay with having that much money. You understand?
Yo, 100%.
Yeah,
All of us are
100%.
in. Yeah,
100%.
go, Sammy. Go, Sammy.
No, I'm listening. I'm just listening. That's it.
Yeah, and Sammy, you're like in your early 20s, later 20s, 26.
Now I'm 27.
27. All right. So we're all in our 20s and 30s. So the like one way that I look at it, that I'd like add on to you guys, is to look at it over 10 years. If you're in your 20s, we're trying to make sure you're in the 6-7 figures by your 30s. If you're in your 30s, we're trying to make sure you're in the 6-7 figures by your 40s. Either way, that's still relatively a young man to do what the fuck we do out here in Miami or wherever you put the boys. You feel me? We're gonna be good. Look at it as a 10-year play, not a one overnight play. You feel me?
You're right.
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
One shocking statistic you can look at is age bracket with income bracket together. So most of us will be in like basically 10% to 1% of earners in United States by age. If you look at the grand scheme of things, yes, you're probably not in 1% of the US, because like 60-year-olds have like millions of dollars or whatever. But if you look at by age and income, a lot of the times you're either really close to being in 10 to 1%, or you are in that bracket.
And that being said, Patrick, do you have any questions? I didn't hear much from you, my boy. Maybe there, maybe not. TC, I think you did it.
Sure.
Go ahead, Patrick. Do you have any questions?
No questions. Still learning. Just downloaded Kraken. I'm probably gonna put like, I don't know. I'm just gonna throw some money into Bitcoin and go from there.
If you want a little bit of consulting and a little bit of guidance, I'm going to go ahead and drop Lewis's Instagram. I believe I already did drop his Instagram in the group chat.
Yeah,
I followed him today.
Consult him. Yeah.
Let me add something as well. So I'm also right now in the process of building and testing fully automated bots that could be used for literally passive income. So they trade futures contract,
And so you could just put your money, you check in maybe an hour per week, and those bots make thousands of dollars per month, right? One of the bots I've made recently trades what's called, NASDAQ. If you guys know, it's a top 100 tech stocks together. So it trades futures contract of that of Nasdaq, and that one makes 6.6K per month, fully automated. You don't have to do shit. You just have to set up and then check once a week what's going on, and if anything, I fix the problems for you and things like that. So I'm testing them right now, and I'm going to be building like 10-20 more bots, and so eventually in a couple of more months they're going to be ready. And yeah, I could help you guys get some passive income that you wouldn't have otherwise, right? You wouldn't need to learn much about trading, and the bots fully do it for you.
I wanted to ask, could I buy a bot off of you? Are you trying to get into that side of things, or is it more of just kind of building the bots first and then go from there?
So the process is basically I need to, I already have built some, but I need to test them so I am 100% sure that they make money, because on the what they're tested on is the past, right? But the future is not the same as the past. So I need some time to be able to figure out if it actually works in real time. You understand? Like, past time is not the same. So yeah, so basically it would be a service in the future. It wouldn't be that expensive, and it could, net you a lot more money than you would be spending. And it's very, very, very hands off, right? I would be checking with you once a week, and just for 30 minutes to an hour, just check your bots, see if everything is going right, if they're doing well. And that's about it.
Okay,
So
thank you,
in
Luis.
the
I really
future,
appreciate that, bro. I'm looking forward to that project with you, and I'll love to
Yeah.
touch base with you more on it.
Yeah, I have my boy. He's the one that introduced me to it. He has 30 bots right now working that are making about average 16K in a month. Well, it depends obviously on how much money you have, but that's off a 70K account. So 70,000 invested, about 16K average per month just off the bots. Minimal time to spend on it, and that's income that you could, quit your 9 to 5 or go build up a business with, or whatever else. So I would recommend, like I was saying before, learning about saving so you can save up more money, because financial markets, you do need money to be able to make money.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much for that value, boss. I appreciate that.
yes, sir. We got the fucking boys in the building. So Patrick, thanks for that. TC, thanks for coming through with these hard baller ass questions. Omar, all right. So if you guys don't know, Omar was actually like the whole inspiration for me to like make this all happen, right? Because if you guys weren't there, I was in the gym. I'm chilling. We're doing the Monday 8 p.m. Zoom call. And then Omar's like, man, I don't feel like I really know too much about crypto. I immediately knew, yo, let me get Lewis on the phone. Let me make this happen. Let me invite all the boys out. Let's do a crypto call. So, Lewis, just by you saying I don't know something, that led to all this. And that's how the brotherhood works, man. One iron sharpens iron. One dude said one thing and it led to another thing. And if he didn't say that, this wouldn't be happening right now. So it's like anybody that wants to network, anybody that wants to say things, please reach out. That's what we're all here to do all the time, my boy. You were the inspiration for tonight, my boy. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, follow me on Instagram and just send me a message. I mean, whenever I'm not too busy, I can answer your question in detail and explain some things. But try to stick to most simple things, and that's the best way. Don't overcomplicate, especially in the beginning, you know?
Third. And then, of course, Ivan, thank you for coming through with some baller ass questions. King Julian, thank you again for doing some networking, coming through with some baller ass questions. You and me got to do a part 2. And then everyone else that hasn't done an episode with me yet, we all got to do a part 1. Kaz, yo, I hear you. Go ahead, GK. And then, all right, Kaz. And then, of course, thank you for coming through. You and me got to do a part 2, Kaz. Thank you for saying all the things that you said tonight. Asking some simple baller ass questions means all the difference. Mike, you and Lewis got to hook up on some wholesaling now, bro. You guys got to ask each other some questions and go back and forth and link up on that wholesaling thing and combine wholesaling with crypto. That being said, I'm going to move through and ask.
Instagram?
Yeah. I'm going to do that right now, man. I'm going to drop his Instagram for you. No problemo. And then that being said, I'm going to move through each and every one of you on some closing thoughts. So we're going to just go as the order that it is. Sammy, my boy, let me get some closing thoughts, and Lewis will do the last closing thoughts.
For me?
Yes, sir.
No, I'm good. I'm good. That's all I got need. That's all I need. I'm just observing.
Yes, sir. All
Just
right.
learning. So
Yo, that's a good place to be in. And then of
yeah.
course,
W. It's big W.
Brother Patrick, any closing thoughts, my dude?
Shout out to Luis for holding this. Learned a ton. So I'm gonna be shooting you a DM on the side. So like, thank you for these 3 hours. I definitely learned a ton. Gonna start looking into investing and diversing this portfolio for sure. So thank you again.
And then Mike, Lewis's Instagram is in the Castle Club Premium, and then I asked Bayate to add him to this so you guys could just talk to him in there too.
Oh, you follow him. He's good.
All right, perfect. And then TC, any closing thoughts, my boy? TC, are you there?
I'm active, brother. I'm active. Yes, sir. Obviously, Lewis is a well of knowledge when it comes to the crypto space. He answered all of my questions. I'm pretty sure he answered all of the beginners' questions as well. I have a course of action that I'm probably going to take sooner than later, due to his material that he gave us. And I just think everybody that asked the question got their questions answered. So, Lewis, if you're still in here, we appreciate you, brother. We appreciate all the knowledge, and we'll definitely be in touch with you.
Yes, sir. He's nodding his head. Hell yeah. All right, Omar, my boy. Thank you for making on this, bro. Just your one
Yeah,
question
of course, man.
made it happen. Any
Yeah, I
closing thoughts, my
appreciate
dude?
y'all. No, I appreciate y'all. Yo, Lewis, you're the one that's in the premium. Are you the one like posting like investments and stuff? Like, there's a Lewis in the premium that's posting like investment properties. Is that the same Lewis, or is it talking about different Lewis?
Nah, I don't think so.
Okay.
I kind of cancel that shit, but
No worries. But I appreciate y'all. Yo, I appreciate you, Lewis. Thank you for the information. And thank you, everybody, for your time. So I learned definitely a lot, definitely a lot, know exactly what to invest in and where to start too, especially with the Kraken, the app that you were speaking about to download Kraken. I didn't even know where to start if I wanted to own a crypto, any Coinbase in general. But I appreciate you guys for your time. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Yo, I really appreciate that, Omar. And then Ivan, any closing thoughts, my boy?
No, man, I appreciate being here, man. I appreciate you, Chris and Lewis, for getting all of us the information that we need to start on this crypto journey.
Yes, sir. Yo, I appreciate you saying that, man. My boy Tarzan, any closing thoughts from you, dude?
Let's go. The only thing I wanted to say was the biggest thing would Luis recommend is Kraken would probably be the best compared to all the other crypto exchange applications that are on the store.
It would be the best for a beginner. If you want to go more advanced, then he will walk you through how to get in, why you use Coinbase, which is going to have higher fees, why you use Phantom Wallet, why you use Metamask, and what strategy you want to use behind it. But for the beginning, he says use Kraken if you want to get your wisdom turning that way.
I think you should just if you have at least $100, make an account today, send the money in, and buy some Bitcoin. That's it. That's your homework for today, basically. Just buy it right now. It's a good price. It might go a little bit lower, but that's fine. It's almost probably at the bottom. The 76, it might go to that level again, but
most likely we're very close to the bottom of it. So even if you put money now, you're not going to lose that much. But the
Okay.
upside is a lot higher. And yeah, just throw the money so you can get the ball rolling, you know?
Okay. So
Then eventually you can add more money and etc. Because if you wait too long, in a month it could be, you know, back at 100K. So you would have, you know, potentially lose on that gain, right?
okay.
So
Awesome.
yeah.
And I just wanted to know, even if I have a Phantom wallet already and like these Coinbase applications, would you say Kraken would probably be my best beginning to start there?
I
In
mean, it's just for the fees. It's less fees,
Okay.
and
Okay.
that's about it. That's why I recommend it instead of Coinbase. But
Okay.
yeah, all of them are good. You know, you can buy Bitcoin on Phantom Wallet as well if you want. It's all the same.
Okay. It's just I guess it goes down to preference and fees at this point.
Yeah, the fees, and it's easier to connect your bank. But yeah.
Okay. Cool. Cool. Awesome. Thank you so much, Luis. I appreciate you for coming on and sharing the no knowledge that you
Yeah,
have
of course.
amongst all of us and all the brothers here.
Yeah,
Thank you.
send me a message if you need any help. My phone about to die though. I'm not home yet, but if anything, if I disconnect, yeah, hit me up.
Don't worry, man. I got you. So yeah, King Julian, Lewis sent each other a DM. I'm glad that you guys are connecting. Brother Kaz, any closing thoughts, my boy?
He just had to leave. He said talk to you soon.
Kaz? All right, Kaz left. All right, that's fine. All right.
Can you drop his Insta in the chat?
Yes, sir. I got you. Thank you,
Okay,
Chris
thank you, bro.
Lewis. Appreciate that, Brother Kaz. And then Brother Mike, any closing thoughts from you, my dude?
WG Luis.
Hey, there we fucking go. Oh man, I love this little Jew. All right, anyway.
Hey, Jewish. Fuck you.
So look, check this out. For all you guys that tuned in, that was a fantastic Zoom call. Definitely a W all the way through. And for anybody that wants to help me out, please go ahead and tell people about the school community. I'm turning each and every one of you into a partner. I have made each and every one of you free for life. Patrick himself has actually brought a member in for me that's going to get him paid like right now. So like if you guys want to do bring in a member, don't sign in the member up for free. Let me know and I'll set it up so you can charge them and you get paid half. But right now, I think we get paid every 7 days, Patrick. So it's gonna like when it pays out, you're gonna get paid too, my boy. But on that note, for each and every one of you that came through, I cannot thank y'all boys enough for just being patient, being diligent, asking strong questions, and having the humble ability to say, look, man, I don't know too much and I want to learn something so I can apply it to my daily life and self-improve, like how we met each other through a self-improvement podcast, because that's who the fuck we are every day. Chipping away at becoming kings, iron sharpens iron, and we're building the wealth every single day, motherfucker. That being said, man, I appreciated each and every one of you guys coming through, and peace out. You get a chance to say goodbye before y'all, got to go enjoy the night.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate you,
Hey,
bro.
I just downloaded Kraken. The first 100 is going into crypto right
Peace
now.
out.
If y'all
Peace out, bro.
faggots don't do that, you're bugging.
X.
You know what I'm saying? We're going crazy.
Hey.
Good talk.
Y'all boys gangster, man. Please hit me up on the side, but W, chat. W,
Big
brotherhood.
W, man.
Yo,
Big
Sam,
W
are you
guy
ringing
up
the
there.
chat later or what?
Huh?
Are you ringing the chat later or what?
What do you mean?
Are you calling the chat later?
Oh, yeah. I'm doing that.
Yeah, let's do it right now.
You guys down for tonight?
Yeah, let's do it.
That works.
All right, say no more, bro. But first
All
thing
right,
first.
fellas,
Hold
love y'all
on.
niggas.
First thing first. I got to call this girl first, all right?
Yo.
I'm done.
Sammy, I'm coming after you, bro.
I'm joking.
Down,
I'm joking.
You're not, though. You're dead ass serious.
No, I'm joking. Now, come on, we got business to talk, bro.
Yeah,
Come on, bros
nigga.
over hoes, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna set up the call right now, all right?
Look at Chris putting his shades on. He's not low either. Look at y'all niggas. Look at Patrick. Patrick's in the dark somewhere. We don't know what he got going on.
I'm just in my room.
Yeah, we know what you about to get into, nigga. You not low either.
Tired of shit.
Nah, but I'll fuck with y'all niggas, man. Love y'all faggots.
Love you, man.
Yes, sir.
Oh, there you go.
O/gang.
Love you guys,
yes, sir.
O/gang. Y'all the boys. Yes, sir.
Later, guys.
Stay
Later,
sharp.
man. Right now, I'm on Walmart.
Yo, later.
All right, my boy Noah, we are in here. We've got 6 of us right now. You've got me, you've got Julian, you got Bayate, you got Lewis, you got Michael. All of us are experts in the field of dating compared to where you are right now, my boy. So what you need to do is lay out for us the game plan of your date tomorrow, who you're meeting up with, what you want to do, and what you want the outcome of the date to be, which for most dudes is kind of to seal the deal, if you know what I mean, my boy.
Yeah.
So go ahead, give us a scenario, and you're about to get dating advice from some super experts who are in the field, in the game here with you. Let's go.
Yeah. Okay. So tomorrow I'm supposed to have a date planned at Nikki Beach with this one girl who I was telling you guys that I met through shooting content for someone else. And so I showed you all the screenshots and everything. So I've kind of wanted to know what to do to like make sure it's still happening.
Okay. So what often happens is that with Noah is that he'll be texting the girl, and right now I put him in a frame where he, to seal the deal, is going to go pick the girl up, even though you should probably have the girl meet you halfway. I understand that, but right now it's just been like, attempt after attempt after attempt, and I'm like, just bring this shit in, right? So right now he has had so many dating attempts that haven't gone through. He really wants to know if there's security in the fact that this is going to happen, and if it does happen, how can he have a good date? Because if you remember last time, you actually set up a photography / date with the girl. You ended up making her pay half. It got a little confusing, and that was a good learning experience because it didn't go well. But now you really do want this date to go well, right? Is that the gist of it? Also, the gist was you sent me some text messages. They were a little like they were not clear. I cleared them up. I made it very like, meet me at this location, wear this, don't think about anything, and I'll have a bottle of Moscato for you. We're going to have a good time because the objective of this date is to share a bottle of Moscato together at Nikki Beach. That's kind of the date premise, right?
At the beach and a kiss at the beach. Yeah.
All right, so boys, what are you hearing? What do you think he needs to do to be aroused into this girl? Tell us a little bit about the girl. Show us her Instagram. Let's go.
Yeah, I'll go first. Noah, are you nervous or worried about this date?
No.
Okay, because that's what I'm saying. Her being with you is the date, so you just choose where you want to spend that environment in. So, yeah, you're the main character in this, dude. So, like, if something goes wrong or something doesn't go according to plan, just swing it.
Okay.
I won't say wing it, but just confidence in yourself takes you very far. No, the worst decision is no decision.
Mm-hmm.
So whether right or wrong, just go with it and follow through all the way. And like I said, I remember like Fresh Fit will always say, just take lead, take charge. So, and don't act confused. Don't question your own self. Be sure of what you're doing and sound sure and everything. Confidence leads to trust, and that's a big thing. Like for instance, someone just like wearing some bro, I used to in high school, bro. I used to wear a dress shirt and sweatpants and sunglasses to class every day. The weirdest shit ever. It doesn't even match or anything. But I was confident rocking it. So, and everyone just bought it. Because the clothes was wearing me and I wasn't wearing the clothes. So you got to walk in with that mentality of like, no matter what, you are the man of the hour.
With that being said, I'm going to come around to Michael Lewis, but Julian, do you believe that the girl on this date will interpret how he dresses as effort and other things that you'd like to go into, my guy?
Yeah, I mean, it all starts with Noah in the beginning of where he wants to put himself and how, like Basin said, he said it perfectly. You wear the clothes wear you in a sense. So basically, at that point, you want to be the confident as you can. Confidence is the biggest key in all of this. So move forward with a force of, even if you do mess up, wing it, like you said, and just keep moving forward and look at it from a frame of, you're here. This is for yourself. Even if this date goes bad, this is for you and yourself. There's always going to be a million of them, but there's one of you. So you all always want to just be the best you can and keep moving forward up. I don't know if that answers your question, Chris. If you can go in more detail, so I can provide more details.
Well, let's say that you're a girl and you see a
Yeah.
guy and he doesn't put any effort into dressing up, or you're a girl and you see a guy and he puts effort into dressing up. Which one will you interpret as like the one you want to be around?
Well, of course, the one that dresses up, most definitely, because the thing is, he's putting everything forward. Confidence is the biggest key. So he wants to move forward, and confidence in anything in life is always the most trusted. So you want to have that already, that pillar structured the very first time, especially like you mentioned, you're going to Nikki Beach. It's going to be a very nice scenario. Sand everywhere. You have the bottle of Moscato with you. Once you're in that scenario, we can walk you through basically from frame by frame. You're best dressed, you're there, you're telling her where to go, lead her by taking her by the hand, taking her there, sit her down, pour the glass for her, and just have that flow of conversation back and forth. Just keep going. And from there, you're going to succeed to where you want to seal the deal at the end. If we all know what that means.
Yeah, and I'll also say that no, if you're confused on whatever to do, make sure confidence is the most important thing of all. If you don't have confidence, everything else falls. No matter what it is, everything else falls. You have confidence, you have like even like 80% of the thing, like 80-90%. Now, if you have confidence, you make a mistake and it doesn't like fall through the date, then that's just you making the wrong move at the wrong time or just not reading the room and stuff. But that's something we can fix. But if you don't have confidence, we can't fix that. That's something you can fix.
So before I pass the mic to Lewis and Michael, and of course I'm going to let you go, Julian, I'll also say this. If this girl sees you show up on a date dressed the way that you're currently dressed, she'll interpret it as he's not putting any effort. She will feel like you're not taking it seriously. But if you do put in a little bit more effort, she'll say, oh, he came to take me seriously, therefore I need to be serious. But go ahead, Julian.
No, I just wanted to add real fast, just an observation here. She already accepted to come with you to Nikki Beach. Right there says it all. Done deal. Right there, the ball is in your court. She accepted it already. She's already replying to you, which a lot of guys, frankly, don't get replies back when they do hit up girls on the DMs, dating apps. They get ignored 90% of the time. So you're already in a very good position here. So take that with you and run with it. The confidence is in your court here, and keep going with it all the way through until the end.
So what I want to ask is like maybe sometime tomorrow, how do I what's something I can send her via text to assume the sale, to confirm that it's still happening instead of asking her.
Stop guessing yourself, bro. Stop. Your attitude's already wrong. So you're walking into it with a wrong frame of mind. The fact that you're it's okay. You can ask us, but you almost gotta come with a fuck it mentality.
You're asking yourself for permission is what he's saying. No, Baite is telling you, Noah, that you are asking yourself for permission. And Baite is telling you just come in with a better frame of mind, but go ahead.
So what I'm saying is that I wouldn't be asking her if I remember from what you said, Chris, to always assume the sale. And so I was thinking what I could say, assuming the sale.
Right. So assuming the sale for the guys real quick, it's hey, would you like to buy this iPhone, or how many iPhones would you like? Or how many iPhones am I ringing up? There's a difference in between how you approach that, right? Because assuming the sale closes the deal, or here, your total is $294. You know what I mean? And then they just swipe how you do it, right? So don't ask this girl, tell the girl, right? his question is, he
What
knows
can I
that
say?
the girl has texted, the girl has only liked his comment, right? She liked your comment that you're going to go on a date and that you're going to pick her up, but you're trying to figure out like the logistics of it because you are in control of the date. She's accepting of it, but you are incumbent of setting the frame for the fucking date, my boy. You know what I'm saying? So ask the guys how you need to be orchestrating this to seal the deal all the way through.
Yes. So what I want to know is what I would say, kind of confirming that it's still happening. Like kind of what Chris was saying in dating languages, assuming the sale. Well,
What time did you set up the date?
Like I set up the date yesterday.
For what time?
What time did you put it for?
For tomorrow, it's for 3.
Okay. Did you get an address yet or anything of pickup?
No.
Okay. So that puts you in a good position to, kind of still seal the deal here and find out if she's on that serious note for you. So moving forward, the best thing you could do is tomorrow when you text her, hey, how's it going? Things like that of that nature, just, conversation wise, and kind of just ask her what is the best time for you to be ready, and then we can go from there and move forward so I could come pick you up.
Yeah, for sure. Let me write that down real quick. Text from saying.
Oh, yo, I'm about to say, just
short and simple.
You almost gotta be like Myron, bro. You have to be.
He doesn't watch Fresh or Fit enough to know yet.
So Noah, here, I'll say it like this, right? If you don't know enough knowledge about girls, then you have to be very short temper so you don't get taken advantage of.
Mm-hmm.
And very quick to the punch and cut it off. Because you don't know, you can't even tell if a date is going well.
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta be quick to cut it off. Like, oh shoot.
Remember earlier what Julian was saying, the villain always gets the girl?
Yeah. Just be that guy, bro. Just be an asshole at that point. But with the first date and whatnot, like I said, short and simple. Just ask her and approach her of, hey, what time would you like me to pick you up? Go from there and just kind of have like a normal conversation back and forth until the 3 o'clock approaches. So, and then you'll know if she says the address, then you'll actually know, hey, look, this is what it is. And you know in yourself, you seal the deal for your end. Okay. So just have a normal convo with her.
No, actually, Noah, I'll say this. Don't be polite, Noah, because your whole thing is polite.
Well, she accepted the date, so it's Noah time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you're gonna end up, because I used to be simping from girls, and I was like wondering why am I simping? And it's because I end up being polite too much. Like I have a polite mentality with people, but because of that, you have to figure out when to cut it off. So you gotta set certain boundaries. You have to set those boundaries, man.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't have those boundaries, like, oh my god, it's hell on earth. Especially you're in Miami, so like, yeah, just be here.
One thing that I've been advising him to do that he struggles with, it's a little bit too hard for him at this moment, that it's so hard he just gives up on it. I call it compliance. Compliance is that, like, by this point already, I would have already established a relationship with the girl where I'm either calling her or FaceTiming her. Keep it short, sweet, to the point, and get it done. A compliance test would then lead me to realize, okay, now I know why I want to take her on a date, because she is compliant. So because she's showing me compliance when I FaceTime her, she's letting me know, okay, I can take her out. It's not going to be a problem. So at this point in time, now you're in a little bit of a rough situation because you haven't done a compliance test yet, right? So what you could do is FaceTime, she doesn't answer, hit her with a text.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or FaceTime, she doesn't answer, hit her with a DM. But at the same time, keep in mind, in this scenario, I've always said, if this happens to you, my boy, you got to do what I've trained you to do, which is
Move on.
stack. Exactly. Move on. Stack girls. If she doesn't answer by like 132, you're already on the next chick. Because like, what are you gonna do at this point? You feel me?
Yeah, I'm gonna say you have to understand the cues. Like for instance, if you're in the car and she's on your phone and you're talking to her and she's on your phone, kick her out.
Yeah.
If you are trying to pick her up and she's not answering, or you call her and she's not answering, just don't. Day off. Like you are the prize in the scenario. You are Noah. You are the shit in this scenario. So you can't tolerate any form of disrespect or any timing. So,
yo, if I call a girl romantically and I want her, how many times do I let the phone ring?
3.
That's it.
Yeah, and I've done that.
Right.
If it goes to voicemail, she don't text me back. Oh hell no. That's it.
Wait, is this still over Instagram? Do you even have her number?
It's still over Instagram.
Well, he recently met her, so I understand that because sometimes we network really fast.
Understand.
But like, you should also have her number by now.
You could just you could have did a video call over Instagram, no?
Yeah, I can do that.
Honestly,
I would have recommended to do that, and then you set it up while you're talking to the girl.
It's
way more easier to convey it to the date, and then you gotta gauge her interest level based on her response and how she's on the phone, how receptive she is. So over text is obviously way more harder to read a person. Like she might be just blowing your whistle right now, fucking saying she's on a date. You never know. That's probably like 75% of. That's probably 75% of the chance right now. Not to shit on you. That's how bitches are. So
100%.
I would say you kind of missed an opportunity to gauge your interest level. I would have definitely did a video call or at least a phone call. I personally don't do Instagram game like that. I do like the apps and shit, and it's easier to get them off the app into the number.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Here, no, I would say this. Like your game. Sorry, keep going, Mike.
Oh no, I just to add on, but do what Julian said the way he would text, because you don't want to make it sound any more awkward than what it kind of is now, because you're kind of in an awkward spot where you got to ask her for her address. She should have gave it to you. Like if you did it over a phone, you would have got to that easier. She probably would have gave it to you like without you asking. But now it's over text. She's either waiting for you to ask or she's just gonna flake. So it's kind of a 50-50 chance.
Yeah, no, this is what I used to do. Like,
all right, go ahead, Bata.
I would go, because if your game is at a low level or anything, go into it, like, treat it as an experiment. And be like, okay, my goal in this date is to learn how to do this. I was going to try this, okay? And then if it doesn't work, now you know that doesn't work. You do first, learn after, learn the review after. Like, treat this as an experiment. So whether your texting game is bad, experiment with your texting game. And if it works, then you experiment with the next thing. And that works, you experiment with the next thing. But if it doesn't, then you come back, review with us, and we'll go over that part. Then until keep going with these dates and dates until you pass that test. And then you move on to the next phase. So look at this as like an experiment, a progressive experiments. So and just wing it. Because the best thing about winging is you're being true to yourself, and you can fix being true to yourself. But if you're trying, you're asking us all our questions and everything, and we're giving us all our input based on what we experience in our life. You need to go and experience it, and you need to go wing it.
Okay.
Then listen to us afterwards, and because it'll better understanding first. But you try to go and apply our methodologies and like our methods and stuff. You're not going to sound authentic. You're not going to feel authentic. And you're not going to really learn anything. You're not really tested anything.
Yeah. If I may add, I kind of like one thing that helps me is I kind of learn by example, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you use the situation as an example. Just go in
Well,
there.
no, sorry.
Well,
like
he learns by observation is what he's trying to say. He needs to see
by
it.
following other people.
Yeah. He like watches what I do and he'll just like chameleon what I do sometimes. Cause and I'm gonna just be honest, man. He didn't really have to, and from what I've learned in discussions we have, he didn't have too many dude friends like this. Just he didn't have a bunch of dudes who was expert in the game. He didn't have like a bunch of dudes who was trying to encourage him to go from point A to point B. He didn't have that.
Some of them did. Some of them did, but I didn't like. I wasn't up for it.
Bro, me either, bro. And I learned just off of experiments. I was like, no, what? I treat it like as a game. I was like, no, what? I literally had like a game. I was like, okay, no, what? 5 points if I can go and this actually works. And I'm like, oh, sweet, it worked. Okay, now I know that works. And she's like, oh yeah, here's my number. I was like, nah, that was just an experiment. Like, you gotta treat it. You got it's a learning lesson. You're not on Chris's level. You're on Julian's level. So you gotta take it step by step. You're not gonna like listen to our Zoom call and all of a sudden you're on their level. You gotta take it step by step. So pick one of the steps. Everything we talked about. Pick one of those things and target that thing.
And for all you guys to see the girl that he's talking about, I put the link to her Instagram in the group chat and the Telegram chat. I'm in the Zoom chat. So you can see like what kind of girl he's dealing with to give him like what advice. Because again, his biggest question is like, okay, let's say I did get the girl and I got the compliance test and I'm out there on Nikki Beach and I've got the Moscato. His question is, what the fuck do I do now? Like, what do I talk about? What do I say? How do I? Because he's trying to seal the deal. He wants to seal the deal.
Okay, I'll wing it for sure.
Here, if you don't know what you only.
Well, let me recap something by Tay because he tried winging it before, okay, and that's how we ended up in this mess. So let me explain what happened when he winged it before, so we can correct it now, right? When he was winging it, here's what happened. He goes on a date with a girl who is going to remain anonymous right now, right? So he sets up a date with a girl. They go and he sets it up like, hey, look, he literally says to her, I'm gonna take you out on a date. I'm gonna let you park your car somewhere. I'm gonna pay for your parking. I'm gonna take you to XYZ restaurant. I'm gonna pay for some wine. We're gonna have some wine together. Then I'm gonna take your photos. Then I'm gonna take you to Cayocho. Then I'm gonna take you back to my house, let you see the photos, and smash, boy. Something along those lines. What actually happened is the girl ended up parking somewhere else. Then the girl went and met him. Then he didn't know what to do and didn't want to pay for her drinks and didn't pay for her drinks. So he just said, fuck that, took her pictures, and then she went off to go play around in Brickell. That was it. So that was him winging it.
No, he didn't wing it. He chose nothing. He like that's why I said, Noah, the worst decision is no decision, bro. You decided you panicked under pressure and you decided instead of making a decision, you make no decision at all. You didn't wing it. That's yes, you crumbling. Just literally you never know what to say until you say something. Now you know not to say that next time. Like you need to say stuff so that you know not to say that. Otherwise, you always be contemplating in your mind whether I should say that or not. Just say it, motherfucker. Just say it. Just do it. Don't crumble. Don't make no decision. You should treat it as a game, bro. I laughing.
Exactly.
Bro,
because that's what it is.
I remember my cousin be like asking me for advice, talking like texting this girl. I'm like, yo, bro, just find some random line on the internet, just text her, see what happens.
Wait, is Nikki Beach a bar or a beach club?
It's a beach club.
All right, it's mentioned in the Drake song. So what it is like it's kind of like an outdoor beach area, and it's closed off by like bushes and grass to keep you from going out onto the beach. So it's like a little private area. It has like a pool and stuff. And
I understand.
Yeah.
So maybe he did gauge interest a little more. That's a higher end spot. I personally wouldn't have done that.
Bro, this is the second time he chose Sexy Fish for a girl. It's too high end. Nikki Beach, it's too high end. I've been saying this, but he likes to do extravagant shit. So
I mean, yeah. How much is this
Bruh.
like? How much
Oh,
are you looking to spend, bro?
Yo,
I
she
don't know
got
yet.
tattoos. She be traveling. Where
Yeah,
she wear naked on Instagram?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
her DMs are going crazy. I can already imagine.
yeah.
bro,
Like,
she trying to use you. She trying to run money
okay.
out of you, bro.
Excuse me.
She's trying to run money out of you.
yeah.
I would you okay, so I'm being honest with you, treat this as an experiment. There's nothing probably if you do smash, bro, bro, I'll bet. Oh goddamn. But still, treat this as an experiment, bro. Of like
How much are you looking to? Oh, sorry, I'm cutting you off.
no, I'd be like, basically what Myra would say would be like when to figure out that you're simping or stuff, like to catch on the signs. Like you want to recognize when she's not compliant, like Chris will be saying. Man, I wish you watched the after hours with Pressure Fit. That'll help a lot. But like, yes, watch the after hours with Pressure Fit with the girls. When it helped a lot because you see female nature. Like that's what helped me with simping, with not simping no more. I actually see the female nature. I actually see, okay, when they say this is what this actually means. Like you need to translate it. It's not black and white. They don't speak black and white.
yeah, girls speak in like a non-accountable language. It's always that they speak in okay, so a woman sees the world through a rosy colored pair of sunglasses, right? So because they see the world through a rosy pair of sunglasses, they move in a different way. So they'll say what sounds good and they'll say things that feel good, but they never actually are direct like how men are direct. Like Baite and Julian and Michael, when we're not on, recording and stuff, we'll crack jokes at one another. But these are very straightforward jokes and they're very like straight to the point of like what we're seeing in front of our face. And women will not do that because it is in their nature to make other people feel happy or be perceived as happy, whereas a man can be more ruthless. So because of this delineation and logic, you'll often find that when you're talking to a woman, Noah, that they're saying to your face what sounds good or lets you down easily, which is why it's so important to gauge their interest the way that me and Mike and Bayate and Julian and Lewis are telling you. Because when you gauge their interest, you can see really if it's worth bringing them to Nikki Beach or not. So I think you should answer Michael's question. How much do you think you'll be spending on this girl at Nikki Beach?
I'd say up to $80 or $90. Like for both of us. For both of us.
What do you think, Mike?
I personally, yeah, it's definitely too much. I would have named the spot like either like just go to the beach, bro, and then you can if date actually happens, then you can leverage to go get food, whatever, and it flows easier. I wouldn't have said that spot. That looks a little bit more bougie than $90. If you got people like Drake saying the name and shit.
What if maybe I could switch that? Like when I reach out to her tomorrow.
Are you driving her?
Well, I have to confirm it. Like when I reach out to her.
Now, listen. I told him because he hasn't sealed the deal for so long, just get to the fucking point and go pick her up. Even though I know she should be meeting him there. I understand that, but I said just make it happen, bro. I'm sick of this.
No, that's fine. If you're driving her, just do a change of plans and just pick another spot.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like change the plans, like not go to Nikki Beach, but go to the spot, a cool spot in South Beach,
and make it sound more romantic and more important. It's not what you sell; it's how you sell it and why it's important to you and why you want to do it. That's what matters more.
Okay, give me one
Change
second.
the plan over phone call or in person when you pick her up. I want to text it.
In person, my boy. Fuck
Yeah,
that shit.
yeah, do it in person. Because like, say once you pick her up, you could just have a smooth transition. Be like, oh, I changed the plans. Decide we're not going to go to Nikki Beach. We're going to go here instead. Something simple. Because if you do it over text, it's easier for her to just lose interest.
Oh yeah, don't do it over text. Pick her up first.
Yeah.
Have her, because you know what happens now? Now she's falling in your frame now. And then you are taking lead now. So that's the most important thing now. Because if you have a plan and you have it laid out and everything, it was off her plan, now you're in your frame. But honestly, Noah, just look for you need to learn the skill of looking for red flags, and that's start there. Start there.
And Lewis, my boy, you live on South Beach, man. Any ideas on what he could do out there? Brother Lou, can you hear us, Brother Lou? All right, I'll give him a text. But yeah, as you guys were saying. Well, okay, the red flag is that he offered Nikki Beach. He offered Sexy Fish before. He doesn't know how high the offer needs to be for him to be attracted. Because subconsciously, he doesn't even know how attractive he is to the opposite sex.
No, I'm just kidding. No, high end places because you gotta realize that you're in Miami, and you look like the typical scrawny, rich Jewish white boy. Which girls in Miami are notorious for siphoning off money off of guys like you.
Sure.
So, and honestly, looking at her Instagram and looking how you set this up and everything, I feel like she's gonna pull like one of those games on you. You actually are in an advantage right now because you can already tell what type of timing she's on, so you can plan accordingly.
Yeah.
And you can show her is like, I'm not that type of guy. So you're actually in an advantage right now. Her thinking like who you like, just honestly, no offense, you look like the typical just scrawny white Jewish boy.
But because you look like that, Noah, out here in Miami, these girls see you as a target. They see you as food. So what he's warning you is that if you offer this high-end thing, the girl says, "Oh, I will take advantage of Noah and take his money and his time and his resources and his fun and give him no pussy whatsoever, boy." You feel me? And we don't want you to be in that situation. I have advocated from the beginning as a matchmaker that I want you to always have a romantic situation first and foremost. But also, that's going towards more of a relationship area. But you're not really in a relationship area in your game yet. You're more in the dating, testing, maybe even closer to a girlfriend if you were to go that way before anything serious, right? Mm-hmm. So right now you're more in like a just kind of hooking up area, right? Hookup culture kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that's almost the frame that this is in. And again, I still advocate for romance. So keep in mind, you should be treating the girl.
You got faith. You got faith.
Right. Yo, boy, I'm telling you. You got to be able to treat the girl respectfully. You got to be kind to her. You got to be a gentleman to her. You've always got to be James Bond in the romantic frame to her.
Bro,
and never be disrespectful.
He's not you, man. He can't pull that off.
All right, Bonte, go. Give him the game right now, boy. Let's go, Bonte. Go in. Go in.
Okay. You can't do what Chris is saying because the way you pull that off, you'll end up simping hardcore, being gentleman and everything. Like you're naturally gentleman-like, and people like those, like you just need to turn. You need to think being an asshole, and now like help you a lot.
He's a little bit entitled in real life. Like in real life, he'll be like honking at people, thinking people should be doing shit. You got to explain like the difference between entitled and bad guy.
You treat it like a child. Just be like, no, we're doing this. Fuck what you say. No, we're doing this.
Exactly.
Oh, you don't want to listen? Bye. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Oh, get out my car. Okay, get out my car. Oh, you don't want to do this? Or you're not listening? Get out of the car. Oh, you think I'm playing? You think I'm playing? Wrong nigga. Wrong.
And guess what, Noah? If it does get to that point, I'll go out. We'll go out someplace the same night, my boy. We'll get new girls the same fucking day. You feel me? There ain't nothing to worry about. What is this, fucking Thursday? If she walks out of your car on Thursday at 3:30 p.m., you hit me up. We're going out Thursday night, motherfucker. There ain't no lack of women for us.
Hold on, bro. If you kick this girl out your car because she disrespected you, bro, we'll take you out. Drinks on us. Drinks on us. I could you not, bro. That's a W for Noah. Oh my gosh, I will laugh so. Bro, record that shit.
Yo, I told you one time I was in a situation where a girl was disrespecting me in front of Noah's face. And what did I do? I instantly dropped that girl
Kicked her
right
to the
there, my
curb.
boy. Just like that, son.
No, I'm telling you right now, Noah, record that shit as you kicking her out your car and be like, yeah, take your feet
Yo,
outside.
and what happened when I kicked that girl to the curb? She called me 3 more times to gauge my level of engagement. And I didn't give a fuck anymore. You see how the game goes?
Mm-hmm.
Yo, man. Oh my gosh, Noah, that's a dub. I'm telling you right now. It is.
Let's make Noah secure an address or something at least.
Yeah, you need to secure an address. That was the only upside of that, of picking her up, is that if you got her address, you have the date pretty much set already, but you don't have anything.
Did you tell her in person you're picking her up or text?
Text.
You said in text?
Yeah.
DM. Instagram
Okay.
DM.
Yeah.
Number one, if you decide you're going to pick up somebody, the follow up is for their address. Just FYI. You can't say I'm going to pick you up and not have an address. So just going in the future.
Wait, sorry, but how would you like get that out? What would you say specifically to get that out of her?
Oh no! If she says, "Yo," I say, "Okay, here I'm picking you up," and she says yes, I was like, "Okay, send me your address." Actually, no, I won't even say that. I say, "Yo, I'm picking you up. Give me your address," and she just sends her address.
No,
That's
yo, I'm
compliant.
picking you up. What's the Addy?
All right, well, yeah, that too.
But also, you could do that, but like at the same time, personally, I think you should get in the habit of doing compliance tests.
Okay. That's what I'm going to do tomorrow morning as it gets closer to 3, is I'm going to give her a call and let it get to 3 rings. And if she doesn't answer, I'm going to send her a DM saying,
well, the 3
If
rings
it gets to 3
is
rings and she doesn't answer, it's most likely not happening. And if she doesn't text you back within like 5 minutes, I let it ring for 3 rings. Let it sit for like 20 minutes. You don't hear nothing back. It's 90% chance not happening.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, for next time, you gotta definitely secure some sort of confirmation. Because if she sends you the address, yeah, you got a confirmation. And obviously you got to do a call. It's just stuff to learn for the next one. Obviously, there's gonna be more to come, but this one obviously is still a possibility. So definitely do call tomorrow. But
Yeah.
like I said, don't get overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Just work the next one.
Yeah. So I have to get going. I have to be up early tomorrow. But Chris, I want to talk to you about this other girl I was talking about sometime this weekend.
Yes, sir. Let's do it. You already know. Let's go.
Yeah, the one I sent you in the picture of me.
Oh yeah. It's the girl. I sent them the picture of you in that James Bond suit, so they know which one it is. It's the one in the hoodie.
Yeah.
That chick too. So that's good. See, I've already trained them to keep stacking.
Yeah, we'll talk about her. We'll talk about that one.
Mhm.
But I have to be somewhere early tomorrow morning, so I'm gonna.
All right. So before you go, it's been a fantastic conversation because you got not one brother, but you got 5 dudes giving you advice, man. So can we get some closing thoughts on like what you've learned from this conversation?
Oh, yeah. I definitely am gonna look into the changing my look for sure, but I'm definitely gonna keep going with like the fitness and everything and the getting jacked. I am seeing like signs of growth. I mean, I am seeing signs of growth with what I wear. Like some of my muscles are starting to pop through what I'm wearing, but I'm still gonna keep it going, especially with the food and everything.
Mm-hmm. You're 145, but like Julian said, if you hit 185, remember, it's not about what you like, it's what's attractive to the girl. Girls will find that attractive because you look like a big man, strong man, attractive man. Feel me?
Yeah.
And then obviously, like what Michael was saying, gauge that level of interest. And I was saying that as well. Lewis is saying, make sure that you can promote your aura. And then like Baite was saying, you might not be at our level, but you got to do the best at your level, and sometimes you just got to treat them like a baby. You feel me?
Hey, Noah. Number one thing I would say, leave closing thoughts. Pick one thing that you want to work on the most, and work on that during this day and experiment on that. Okay, we told you a lot of things. Just pick one thing of all those things and experiment on that.
Sure. I will.
All right, my boy, you are free to go, Noah. Me and the guys are gonna have a little chat, but if you have any questions, you already know who to hit us, how to hit us up, right?
Hell yeah. Good to see you.
All right, Noah. Take care, boss.
Have a
Thank
good one.
you, boss.
Good luck.
Good luck. Good luck.